Memphis, a vibrant city in the heart of the American South, boasts a rich and influential black culture that has left an indelible mark through music, cuisine, and community. From the birthplace of blues and soul music on Beale Street to the civil rights movement's pivotal moments, Memphis has been a crucible of black artistic expression and social change. Memphis, a perfect location for HBCU Go Sports to bring you the Southern Heritage Classic.
Memphis, Tennessee, the site of the 34th edition of the Southern Heritage Classic. The Golden Lions of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. They come in looking for their first win of the season as they take on the Tigers of Tennessee State right here on HBCU Go Sports. Hello, everyone. Charlie Neal, along with my partner, former Nebraska running back John Kelly. We'll have Courtney Tate and Nia Simone joining us in a moment. These two teams played money games a week ago, came out on the losing end against FBS schools. Today, John, they're looking to turn those things and the fortunes around.
That is right, Charlie. Two teams with mirror realities here. Both were hammered in that season opener against top ball clubs. Both still trying to figure out their identity. Who are we as football teams? And both trying to get into that win column. For Pine Bluff, first-year head coach Alonzo Hampton, I like to call him Dr. Feelgood. Yes, he is trying to restore the pride. That is his motto, his attitude this year. But before we can do that, Charlie, he's got to figure out who's going to start for him at quarterback. He hopes to figure that out tonight. On the other side, Eddie George, heading into his third season this year, a similar dilemma against Notre Dame. He alternated quarterbacks every other series, and he knows if they want to have success this year, he's got to find his top gun, his gunslinger, his number one guy if they want to get it done. And you and I had a lot of pleasure to speak with these guys up close and personal this week. A lot to love about these guys. We hope they win a ton of games this year, but tonight we know only one can get that big W on the victory board, and we know that starts in just a matter of minutes right here.
No question about it. This will be the fourth time that these two teams met, and Tennessee State has a 2-1 edge in the series. And we'll be back. Opening kickoff in a moment.
Welcome back to the Southern Heritage Classic. We're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. Now we know both teams enter today's matchup with a season opener loss, but let's take a look at some keys to success for both teams, starting with UAPB. They will need to do a much better job today at stopping the run. Coach Hampton mentioned one of their biggest challenges last week was getting beat on the ground. And as for Tennessee State, ball protection will be critical. Coach Eddie George says his team is very aware of how hard UAPB plays, especially on the defensive side. Now, if both teams can complete these assignments, we should be in for a very exciting matchup. Now, let's kick it over to our Sights and Sounds reporter, Nia Simone. Nia.
Thanks, Courtney. I've been discovering Memphis all week, and I'm going to be bringing you all the sights and sounds from a legendary soul food restaurant, career fair, and so much more. All happening right here at the Southern Heritage Classic. Guys?
Thank you very much. Tennessee State won the toss. They elected to take the ball in the opening kickoff. It was brought back up the field by Deron Johnson, and the ball will be placed at the 22-yard line, and they're going to go with Devion Bryant as the quarterback right now. Actually, it's the 27-yard line. Devion Bryant is the quarterback for Tennessee State Tigers. First down and 10. As you said, John, they're going to be alternating running backs, and they go right ahead, keep it on the ground right now. Jalen Rouse, who led the team in rushing a year ago, is the man who carries the ball on first down, and Tamon Atkins makes the stop defensively. As a look at Tennessee State's backs and receivers with Boone, Rouse, who's just carried the ball, Brinson. Here's another play. They're going hurry up offense on us right now as they go off the right side this time. Looking at the rest of that skill position with Brinson. Also, Trent Gillison is in there. Starting lineups brought to you by Ford.
Charlie, expect to see both offenses moving. Both coaches love to move that ball, spread offenses, and they said we're going to keep this thing matriculating up and down the field.
Third down and 8. Here's Bryant back to pass, and it's incomplete. Incomplete.
little bit of pressure on Bryant that time. He was not able to connect. He had a receiver open there, Charlie, but he threw the ball behind him, had a linebacker look like coming right in his face, and he ended up rushing the throw and was off the mark.
So you got Jackson Foster Jr. out of Danville, California, back to punt it away. A deep man, Jewel Fletcher, for Arkansas Pine Bluff to receive this punt. And it bounces, and it takes an Arkansas Pine Bluff bounce. And the ball will be down at the 33-yard line after a 33-yard punt. And let's look at Arkansas Pine Bluff. They're going to get the ball for the first time this afternoon. Makai Higgins had been the quarterback, but they're going with Jalen Macon. He's going to start it today. A 6'5" redshirt freshman from Nashville, Tennessee. 230-pounder.
Letting the young man get in there early under the controls and running this offense. Both teams trying to figure out who their quarterbacks are. Looks like the young kid getting the snap today.
And they come to the near side, and not much running room that time for Jonas Davis, who's on the carry. As we look at a Ford starting lineup up front, a line that averages 295 pounds with Atkins, Lester, Roland Jones, Prater, and Kristen Love. And the backs, we just saw Jonas Davis carrying the ball the last time. Pass out in the flat, comes out to Kenji Lewis. Lewis, fastest player on the team, coming up with that reception that time. Tackle made by James Green. Meanwhile, let's look at the defense for Tennessee State. And you see the linebackers, Nelson and Beard. And the secondary, and Phillips, Green, both Josh and James, the brothers, along with Joseph and Harper. Back to pass. Macon in trouble. Gets it away. The near side, but not enough for a first down, as Macon has to carry the ball and finally stop. And they flushed him out of the pocket. Monroe Beard, the third, was the man who came up defensively to make the stop. Yeah,
Macon felt that pressure. That pocket was collapsing. He tried to just improvise and make something happen, but the defense, both teams starting strong, both forcing 3 and outs. Looks like they're trying to come on a block, baby. They got everybody lined up there.
Now timeout has been called by Arkansas Pine Bluff. May have been something that they weren't happy with what they saw. You know, you're talking about last week, Arkansas Pine Bluff played Tulsa, and they came out on a losing end, a 42-7 score. And we'll be back. We're in Memphis. Fourth down, a pair of 3 and outs for both of these squads in their first possession. And we're looking at Jeremy Baker, the punter for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Deep to receive this punt for Tennessee State is Dayron Johnson, Jr. out of Springfield, Tennessee. Here's the punt. And it's going to take a Pine Bluff bounce all the way inside the 10, inside the 5, inside the 3, down to the 1-yard line. What a punt that time. Covered 64 yards.
Just like he planned it.
Not a bad afternoon for that young man. Junior out of Oakland, California, the punter.
Yeah, that's one of those, if you have a chance, get up and catch that. Put your heels in a position where you can field that and not allow it to bounce. Fair catch that thing, save themselves 10, 12 yards.
So now you have, again, we started with Devion Bryant at quarterback for the Tigers of Tennessee State. As you said, Eddie George alternating quarterbacks a week ago. And
Sticking with Bryant.
Yeah, Bryant's still in there. Proviso High out of Bellwood, Illinois, where he hails from.
Yeah, neither quarterback got much going last week, so today's going to be a big test.
Keeping the ball on the ground, trying to bounce it to the outside. Again, Rouse is the man carrying the ball. Said he's the man that led the team in scoring and rushing a year ago.
Yeah, Bryant last week 5 of 12, 43 yards, had 23 yards rushing, but right now they're playing it safe near that goal line with handoffs. But this is a chance with those receivers split up top. You can get some going in the air.
Again, keeping the ball on the ground with Rouse out of Richmond Hills High School in Georgia on the carry. When you look at this offensive line, there's a line that averages 295. In fact, Tennessee State and the Ohio Valley came in 5th in the preseason poll out of the teams in that conference.
Trying to get him to jump. Almost drew somebody off on that one. He caught himself on the left side.
3rd down and 4 is the call right now for the Tigers of Tennessee State. Back to pass is Rouse in trouble. Trying to get out of there. Will not get to the first down marker. Dropped shy of the 15-yard line at about the 14.
Did a good job of getting out of that trouble there, dancing out of harm's way. Pocket collapses on him. He finds a little daylight there. Was able to break free, got tripped up, and really, I think he got across for that first down.
Did they say he got a first down? Yes, he did. I didn't think he made it.
Yeah, they gave him a nice spot there.
So the ball spotted at the 14-yard line, 1st down and 10. Nothing doing this time to the left side. And that closed up very quickly with Javon Gray, the nose tackle, the 6'1", 324-pound senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana, there to make the stop.
You can see the lineman there just collapsing and crushing. That was a nice gang tackle there, but they haven't given up a lot on the ground so far. A couple of dances by the quarterback. And Charlie's keep an eye. They've been doing these trips receivers up top here. Let's see if they're going to air it out and try to take advantage of that zone defense.
2nd down 10. There's the pass. Has it complete. 1st down is gained. And it's Dayron Johnson, the young man who returned the punt, who came in and made that reception. Kyle Knox was there defending.
They had those trips receivers out there, had Johnson just slipping underneath, under the coverage, got some nice yardage.
So 1st down gained. Another 1st down. Rico Dozier. Has a flag on the play.
So far, Charlie, I like what I'm seeing from Devion Bryant. Again, he's in a battle for that starting quarterback position with Draylon Ellis. He's been composed. He's had some pressure, but he's done a nice job of improvising, getting out of trouble. But also, when he's passed, he's actually put some nice balls on his receiver. So expect to see them going up top a lot today and taking advantage of the defense.
Legal substitution. Defense. More than 12 players on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
As Brandon McCain, first time we've heard from here today, our referee for this contest.
And Charlie, you and I know when you have spread offenses, no huddle, that's going to happen from time to time when the defense is trying to shuttle people in and out.
Out in the flat. Again, on the reception is Dayron Johnson. Johnson, 4 receptions. And Grant Ewell Jr. there defensively for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Dayron Johnson out of Springfield High School in Springfield, Tennessee. He's a 5'9" junior.
And they continue to work that right side of the defense.
Here we go. On a reverse.
Fake the reverse.
And still running. The quarterback is on this run. Devion Bryant takes it down deep into Pine Bluff territory. 33 yards on that run for that young man, the senior out of Bellwood, Illinois.
Charlie, they did a nice job of faking that reverse, really fooled the defense for a minute, got them to bite, come inside. That allowed Bryant to sweep around that right side. They collapsed, open it up, big play, chance to get in that end zone.
1st down and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. Little flip pass out in the flat. On the reception is Trenton Gillison. Trenton Gillison, the grad student out of Pickerington, Ohio. Kyle Knox defending there to make the stop.
Watch this on the replay, Charlie. Nice little flip pass out here into the flat. Turner out front doing some nice blocking, opening it up. This is what you call teamwork. It makes the dream work. Down in that goal line area, sniffing 6 points.
First and goal for the Tigers of Tennessee State. Last week, they did not score a touchdown against Notre Dame. 56-3 was the final score there. They're threatening to score right now, and it looks like they're going to get into the end zone. They do. No problem that time for Jalen Rouse, who gets into the end zone for the Tigers. 99-yard drive. Impressive, right?
Yeah, that's called smash mouth football. Jordan Gant, actually the guy getting the call here. His big boys up front opening it up. He grinds for the last goal line ditch effort and makes it happen. That is what you call a power drive. A nice mix, Charlie, of passing, running, doing it a little bit on both, and that is a nice start by Davion Bryant to really show maybe he is the guy that can lock that spot down. Great poise, great effort, did it with his legs and his arm.
And we have James Lowry in to attempt the point after. Lowry transferred from Northern Illinois. He's a redshirt junior. The kick is up, and it is good. And we have a 7-0 ball game. Timeout on the field right now. A great drive there. Tennessee State, 99 yards, 10 plays, 44:56 off the clock. Back here, you're looking at Mr. Gant, the man who ran it in for Tennessee State out of Lakeland, Florida. Redshirt freshman, comes in at 5'10", 205 pounds. Last week against Notre Dame, he ran for 16 yards. But more importantly, he gave his team the first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, feeling the magic. They gave him the short yardage carry, powered his way in, 7-0 Tigers.
Here's the kick. Pine Bluff on the return. Not much running room that time for Fletcher. Let's look at that last.
Davion Bryant, Charlie, that was that reverse. They did a nice sleight of hand, caught the defense on their heels, and then they continued just to pick them apart. Short yardage passes, the spot passes out in the flats, and then they get it to Gant. Down by the goal line. When you're a running back, you can smell that goal line. You do not let a freight train stop you, and he got in there. Got some room. There he goes. Number 32, Jonas Davis, working it right now. The handoff, he found a lane there and took advantage. Watch this. The defense collapses to the middle. He bounces it outside. That's what great running backs do. You look for daylight. He exploited the defense, made it happen. Big play. First down here. Macon looking to put it in the air. That guy's losing their heads out there, Charlie. Yeah, connected up there on the receiver. All right, so they had the big run, Charlie. Now looking to set this up. They come back with a pass. 2nd down and 10. And driving.
Keeping the ball on the ground, working off the left side a little bit. And this is Jonas Davis again on the carry for the Golden Tigers of Arkansas Pine Bluff. There's a flag, late flag, just dropped by the officials. See what that's all about.
Yeah, it's in the backfield too. Now, if that would have been a passing play, you would assume it was a holding. But like you said, late flag in the backfield. Stripes will have to sort it out for us.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 1, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
James Green, guilty of the late hit. He's the grad student out of Orlando, Florida. Him and his brother both in the secondary starting for Tennessee State. Let's see if we can see it.
Mixing it up a little, and they slid off the screen, but he must have just thrown him to the ground or something.
There you look at the defensive coordinator. That is Brandon Fisher. His dad, Jeff Fisher, was Eddie George's coach when he played with the Titans in that pass out in the flat is not going anywhere. Defense is the order of the day in that situation.
Fisher grew up in that locker room with Eddie George, watching him ball out, and he said he remembers it and he's honored to be a part of his staff, and he takes pride in this. And like you checked with him, Charlie, he's not going to be up in the booth. These guys need to be on the field, looking him in the eye in the face mask.
Well, it's interesting. All of our defensive coordinators, most of the time, they're on the field. The offensive coordinators are normally the ones that come in the booth, but the offensive coordinators in this game said they're going to stay on the field. That could be intentional grounding.
Under pressure.
Yes, indeed. Macon was under extreme pressure as Beard came in to make the stop defensively.
That was a great play. Had two people right up in his face. No time to throw. He's just running for his life. Actually got it off before he was down. There, they got him for grounding.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be intentional grounding.
Yeah, no receivers in the area.
Monroe Beard, the man who made the stop defensively, was a young man who a few years ago was playing for Arkansas Pine Bluff, and he transferred over here. He was the second team all-SWAC selection 2 years ago as a member of that Golden Lions team, but he comes in to make the stop defensively that time.
They waved off that penalty, Charlie.
3rd down and 10 as it passed out in the flat, and it is caught. Not much running room for Davis, though, after the reception. Jonas Davis on the reception out of Athens, Georgia. Athens Christian High is where he hails from. And it was Green and Stewart on the stop defensively.
Nice catch there, Charlie. Great concentration, the one-handed grab, but the defense not giving much out there. Swarming, pounding. Didn't give up anything on that play.
So to get all the way down to the Tennessee State 41, and they're going to have to punt it away. Jeremy Baker, second time we've seen him punt today. Deep man is Johnson. Fair catch called for and made right at about the 9-yard line. After a 32-yard punt. There's a timeout on the field right now. And we have a 7-0 ball game here in Memphis. It's Tennessee State.
When in Memphis, do you want to know where you can get the best soul food? Well, the legendary 4-Way Soul Food Restaurant has been the home to Memphis patrons for over 77 years. People like Dr. King, Reverend Jesse Jackson, even Drake shot a music video, and of course, the late B.B. King all ate here during their time.
And the legacy continues with the food.
Well, I'll tell you, John, we got a chance to go over there and eat a little bit. Jerry Thompson and his wife, the owner of the restaurant, I had a chance to do his games. He played basketball in college at Xavier down in New Orleans. Back in '82, I did his basketball games, and now I got a chance to eat some of his food.
What
yesterday.
a cool brother he is. I got to tell you, that catfish hot out of the, oh, man, spectacular.
New quarterback in the lineup for Tennessee State and the Tigers, and that is Draylen Ellis. He's on the Deacon Jones watch list by the HBCU, a Black College Football Hall of Fame. That's an award given to the outstanding HBCU player each year.
So Eddie George continuing his quarterback shuffle.
Yes.
But Davion Bryan had a nice audition those first 2 drives. See what our guy Ellis can do.
And they keep the ball on the ground. A couple of yards gained on the running play. Not much going on. Last week, as Mark Fleming came up to make the stop defensively, they just had a total of 89 yards rushing a week ago against Notre Dame, Tennessee State, and they came into this drive so far just in rushing alone.
Yeah, they've almost
66 yards.
Yeah. Davion Bryan has almost 50 yards himself, so completely different ball game. That's the kind of confidence you want, especially early going after a big beatdown on national TV.
Throwing out in the flat, the catch made by Rouse, and Rouse is still on his feet, and Rouse has a first down.
Charlie, I got to tell you, Tennessee State and Eddie George on offense, they must have seen something in their film sessions. They are going to the right side over and over, trying to exploit what they see over there. That time, just a nice job of dancing, bobbing, and weaving to get the extra yards. But the swing passes out in the flat, they're working that right side.
11 yards on that pitch and catch to Rouse from the quarterback, Ellis. Ellis back to pass now, standing in there, and he's going to be sacked. Loses the ball, but fortunately on the recovery, was Draylen Ellis. He was able to get back on the football after he let it go.
Good heads up to get his own fumble there. I can tell you the pressure right there. He was trying to bob and weave and dance. Lost control. He's very lucky that took a friendly bounce. That could have been ugly going the other way for 6.
Kendarius Clark was the man who pressured him, and it's a loss of 17 on the play. So it's 2nd and 27. Keeping the ball on the ground again. Coming to the near side is Rouse. He had a career high 126-yard game. That is Rouse back in 2020 against Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, he's a solid player. I like his style. He's compact, likes to make it happen, and they will be feeding him the ball a lot today.
Last year, 613 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns in 11 games that he played. It is 3rd down. Here's the quarterback, Ellis, keeping it and going straight ahead. And to bring up a 3rd down, or 4th down. That was a 3rd and 21 as Rico Dozier just wouldn't let him get away. 4th and 15.
Yeah, interesting play call. Looked like that was by design. He was trying to just do that quarterback draw, but he was very hesitant. Kind of caught in the middle. I don't know if he thought about maybe if he could find a receiver, but they weren't giving anything up on that defense.
So the punter, and that is Jackson Foster, lets it go. And it'll be down right across midfield at about the 49-yard line. And that's where Pine Bluff will go to work after that 30-yard punt by Foster. Seven to nothing our score here in Memphis, Tennessee. You're looking at the offensive coordinator for Arkansas Pine Bluff. That's Bobby Acosta. And for more on that offensive coordinator, let's go down to Courtney T.
Hey, Charlie, we know this is an entirely new coaching staff at UAPB, but also there's still loads of experience. Coach Hampton did bring in Bobby Acosta, who now serves as the offensive coordinator, but he entered Golden Lion Nation with more than 20 years of experience. He is the former head coach of one of the most prominent football programs in the nation, IMG Academy. And in just one season there, his program went undefeated and earned the title of national champs and led the nation in scoring. Acosta says he loves to score, and he looks to keep that same energy at UAPB. Back to you.
All right. One of the things he told us, John, was he likes to have 3 options on every play. And the quarterback is in trouble this time. Not much of an option for Jalen Macon, was it?
Yeah, that's a monster mash there on the defense. A blue storm coming in there. Allen leading the way, jumping on the pile here. And watch this. This pocket just collapses, and this is what's been happening all day. They're not giving Macon any time to make any good decisions. They're just punching him in the face every chance they get.
Yeah, no question about that. Terrell Allen was the man on the stop defensively, one of those young men who's on the Deacon Jones watch list for Player of the Year, presented by the Black College Football Hall of Fame. As you look at Jonas Davis going around the left side once again. He's been the workhorse for this Pine Bluff team so far today, as Jeremiah Josephs, the free safety, made the stop defensively.
Well, Charlie, head coach Alonzo Hampton, he says he likes to keep things moving. He calls his offense, the new offense, basketball on grass. He spreads the field, likes to do it with speed, but the defense hasn't given them a chance to break loose and do anything. So we'll see if they get a chance to bust loose and go deep.
3rd down and 12. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-0 our score. Tennessee State on the board. Pine Bluff trying to get there. Back with more from Memphis in a moment.
Coach, really solid effort there in the first quarter, but what needs to happen in the second to get some offensive rhythm going?
We need a sustained drive, pick up some first down. They're doing a good job of knocking us back. Our O-line got to protect a little better, and we got to take some shots down the field.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much. Good luck.
All right, Alonzo Hampton in his first year, hired in December, and was, kind of short in terms of missing this early spring signing, and that was kind of hurt you in your recruiting efforts.
Indeed, indeed. But I love that's the inside stuff. Courtney down there during the game getting the head coach to talk to us. That is spectacular.
So it's 3rd down and 12. for Pine Bluff right now, trying to get that first down and came very close. They're going to be about 4 yards shy as the ball is going to be spotted right at the 45-yard line of Tennessee State. And that'll bring on the punter, Ahmad Nelson, there to make the stop, 4th down and 8.
Another quick hit there on the ground, and that's not how you sustain a drive, but they need to start finding a way to spread that defense out. They know that front is tough. They start really challenging them, maybe going deep. They'll find some running room up front, but until then, it looks like the blue front is going to be a brick wall.
4th and 4. And there's the punt. Fair catch being called for. And Deron Johnson was the man who was deep to receive that. And there's a penalty on the play. 25-yard punt that time.
Yeah, Johnson did a nice job. That was kind of flailing in the air, Charlie. We felt that wind all night when we first came in, and it's still swirling a little bit. So he had to field that on the run, which is kind of like a center fielder out there with some sun in his face. So he did a great job of handling that ball, tucking it away, and not letting it bounce loose.
We may have a running the kicker or roughing the kicker. Let's see. Either way, it's going to be a first down if it's against Tennessee State, because it was a 4th and 4.
Right.
And a 5-yard penalty for running into the kicker would give them a first down. They might keep the ball. That is Pine Bluff.
And Charlie, you know that drives coaches crazy because you have them stopped and then you give them by a penalty. Here's the replay.
Running into the kicker.
Yeah, he inadvertent, but that's still a foul.
And first down.
Yeah, 5-yard penalty, running into the kicker.
Bam.
Yep. So they get to keep the ball. The ball is going to stay with Arkansas Pine Bluff. That was a 4th and 4 play, and now it's first down after the 5-yard penalty.
Well, that mistake right there helps Alonzo Hampton keep what he needed, and he told Courtney, I want sustained drives. They'll take the penalty.
No question
That
about it.
keeps the ball moving down the field. This is a chance, Charlie. On first down, go ahead, fake it in the middle, and fire it deep. Keep this defense on its heels. They've been very conservative and predictable so far.
One of the things that we looked at both of these teams, they did not pick up a lot of penalties last week, though. Nothing doing that time, as a great defensive play for Chris Walker.
Yeah, Charlie, I got to believe they're setting them up for something to keep kind of lulling them into thinking all they're going to do is ground this out, because it's been predictable. They've got to at some point pull that trigger and go deep.
They lost 3 yards on that 2nd down and 13. And there's a run straight ahead, trying to get most of that yardage back.
Yeah, he
running
did.
Straight ahead with abandon. Great run that time. Again by Jonas Davis, as Kenyon Garlington was there defensively.
Yeah, his big beef up front opened up a hole there. Charlie, I think with my bad knees and bad back, I could have gotten a few yards on that one.
3rd down and 1. Here we go. Straight ahead. There again goes Davis, and he picks up the first down inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line.
Well, maybe they're just tenderizing them like you do with a steak. Just keep beating them in the middle until it tastes good.
No question. As you look at Coach Acosta, Bobby Acosta, he likes that spread offense.
Yeah.
Like you said, basketball on grass. And he said one of the things you want to do is make your defense in the defenders on the other side of the ball defend the entire field. With all those options, not much running room that time, but it was a 3rd down. It was a first down play. So let's see, maybe a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Cameron Stewart defending for Tennessee State, the Tigers. It's offensive line 295. Pine Bluff picked 6th in the Western Division of the SWAC in the preseason poll. And this time it's Michael Jamerson getting the call out of Davison High in Flint, Michigan, and Chris Walker was right there on the stop.
Yeah, they are bringing everybody very aggressive on defense. Again, with this predictable offense so far, they're taking shots and just bringing people in the middle. Right there on the spot. 4-8, making it happen, knocking him down, and give it up nothing. Chris Walker, well played.
So it's 3rd and 13 now for the Golden Lions. Quarterback in trouble. Macon still on his feet and finally dropped at the 35-yard line. Loses more yards, maybe about 4 more. and Terrell Allen was there defending for the Tigers.
Well, they've been in this habit. Once they get a little momentum, it's one step forward, two steps back. But it's that pressure, the front line of the defense for the Tigers. They're making nothing easy on that offense right now. So Macon running for his life, trying to make anything happen. Nothing doing on that one.
4th and 16, the ball at the 34-yard line. Do they try the field goal? Well, I don't know what kind of. I think they are. It'll be a. No, they're going to punt it.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping.
Yeah, I know. But it's always cool. You see 50-plus yards. You got to have that big, muscle leg.
Johnson, the deep man for Tennessee State. He's been their return man.
Delay of game.
Now we have a delay of game.
5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And I talked about the penalty situation a week ago. They were only penalized, that is Pine Bluff, 4 times against Tulsa for 37 yards. And they picked up a few penalties in this game here today.
Yeah, Alonzo not thrilled about that. Those are those little mistakes. But really, Charlie, on a punt like this, when you're this deep, it's not going to make that big a difference if your guy can get his leg into it.
Fair catch call for made right at about the 14-yard line after a 25-yard punt. Back with more from Memphis, Tennessee. You're watching it on HBCU Go.
HBCU Go Sports Football is being brought to you by Febreze, keeping it fresh since '98. And by Ford, built Ford proud.
Anytime I'm in Memphis, John, I'm always reminded of Mark Cohn's song, Walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the field, walking in Memphis. But do I really feel the way I feel?
I love it, man. Going old school back in the 80s. I remember hearing that on the radio every day. You can feel that when you're down here. It's that spiritual gospel vibe, and you feel like you're actually floating when you're down here.
Davion Bryant and the quarterback this time, keeping the ball on the ground, coming to the near side and running it as Gant, the man who scored the touchdown for the Tigers of Tennessee State. Rico Dozier, the weak linebacker, is there defending for Arkansas Pine Bluff. The team, when we talked to their defensive coordinator, David Callaway, he said the key is to stop that run. They allowed 200 yards against Tulsa a week ago, and to contain that quarterback on the opposite side of the field. Here's the quarterback rolling left, throws, has a man open, had him wide open in the middle of the field, but threw it down in the dirt. It was Trenton Gillison, the intended receiver, the tight end.
Yeah, Stretch missed him on that one, and head coach Eddie George, I'm sure he liked it on that 99-yard drive. He says he needs someone in that quarterback's position to police his locker room, hold players accountable. And so again, not only just the physical skills, he's looking for somebody who can emotionally, mentally drive this team. So again, today is a dress rehearsal audition for that starting job, both these quarterbacks.
And we've seen both of them. And you know the old saying, John, you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any.
That's a dilemma, but I'd rather have 2 great ones fighting for it than none.
And the quarterback is going to be sacked. Nothing doing that time as Bryant could not get away. And back there to make the stop defensively for Arkansas Pine Bluff was Mark Fleming Jr. out of Roswell, Georgia.
Yeah, Fleming just powered through the front line there, and he actually had his guy on roller skates and got all the way to the quarterback. Well played for the sack.
4th down now. They'll be punting from their own 13-yard line. The drive started at the 15. So they lost 2 yards on that drive.
He got into one.
He said
I knew that was going to be trouble.
Well, it was fielded. Fortunately, it took a great bounce in the favor for Jewel Fletcher, in the favor of Arkansas Pine Bluff, because that could have been disaster.
Yeah, indeed. But Charlie, we talked about the wind earlier. You saw some of that, and that one caught a tailwind and carried further than he expected. He then had to do like the Say Hey Kid back in the day, Willie Mays over his shoulder. Didn't quite bring it in, but you're right. He got a lucky bounce to hang on to that.
And you look at the wind, you look at the flag, and a little windy, but a beautiful night. 77 degrees here in Memphis, considering how hot the rest of the country has been.
Yeah, man, we'll take this.
Pass out in the flat. And it's complete to Damon Dawkins, but it was Bryce Phillips right there on the stop defensively.
Yeah, he was not fooled by that. He read that one from the get-go. So he saw him at the door, got up there, shut it down quickly.
But a 5-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5. This time they keep it on the ground, going straight ahead and close to that 1st down marker. Let's see where they spot it. Let's see where they spot it. Ahmad Nelson there on the stop of Davis. Davis 82 yards against Tulsa a week ago.
He's got 28 yards tonight. So they've been sticking on the ground, haven't really been trying to get Macon doing a lot of work through the air. But so far they've been sticking with Macon, so this might start to lean. Maybe that's the guy in front for that starting job.
And that was a career high for him a week ago when he did that against Tulsa, and now keeping the ball in his hands once again, and he takes it right at the midfield stripe, just shy of the midfield stripe by about a yard before Monroe Beard, the 3rd, made the stop. It'll be 2nd down. Again, off the right side goes Davis. Davis has been the workhorse. He's a 195-pound sophomore. He's from Athens, Georgia, went to Athens Christian High. A couple of players defending there for Tennessee State, Zion Morris and Monroe Beard III. Now Davis takes a break. Jamerson comes in for him, and Jamerson goes straight ahead.
And that's been the game plan all night, Charlie. 5 yards in a cloud of dust. They've made some movements, but every time they get across that midfield, they start backing up with either a penalty or a sack. So the sustained drive that Alonzo Hampton's looking for, they have been unable to do that so far. But they're across midfield, Charlie. This might be their chance.
Rolando Jones, a little slow getting up. Rolando Jones along with Ryan Atkins and Nathaniel Floyd all were involved in a car accident back at the beginning of the year.
False start. Offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Christian Love is the man guilty of that. But I was talking about Jones and Atkins and Floyd missing. They missed the spring because of the injuries they suffered in that car accident. But the nice thing is, they're back here and they're playing.
Hey, lucky to be alive, too. In fact, they're playing is a blessing.
They've all ejected, from what I understand, and had some shoulder injuries.
All right, that wasn't pretty.
No, it's not at all. Snipes and Mars in the blue jerseys, making sure nothing was going to happen positively for Arkansas Pine Bluff on that drive. 3rd down.
So if they're going to loosen up the offense, this is the time to do that, Charlie. They got to do this right now. So they've got 2 receivers up top. They've got 2 below, spreading out that defense. You've got receivers up here and down here. So watch to see if they try to take advantage.
3rd and 18. Here's the quarterback. Macon running, and Macon, not much going on for him. He gets it to the 45-yard line of Tennessee State, but it's still going to be a lot of real estate to gain before he gets the 1st down.
Charlie, give big credit to the Blues defense now. The Tigers up front, they are not allowing much to happen in that backfield for Macon to even set up and try and get a pass off. He had to tuck that one away and just try to run that. But again, they have been swarming. They've pressured up front, not allowing Macon to catch his breath and make any good decisions to get that ball downfield the few times they've tried to pass.
Once again, Jeremy Baker, back to punt it away. Deron Johnson back to receive the punt. And he calls for the fair catch right at the 15-yard line. And there's a timeout on the field. 30-yard punt that time for Mr. Baker. 7-0. Our score remains here in Memphis.
You feel it from the moment you enter our campus. It's a legacy of greatness. We are the Golden Lion family, committed to innovation and truth. We all come from different places, but now call the Pride Lands home. Whether it's the sciences, arts, or business, we're shaping the minds that one day will reshape the world. The University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Become a part of the pride.
One of the most exciting things that goes down every single year at the Southern Heritage Classic is the Orange Mound Community Parade. And let me just say, the entire Memphis community is out here in support of all of the youth around the local Memphis area. Just look at the energy and the amount of people that are here today in support of all of the youth. And they are fired up and ready for the Southern Heritage Classic.
And Nia was out there just, I mean, really, she was among the party goers, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in the mix. And I can tell you, I love what Nia and Courtney are doing today. Thank you, superstars, for getting it done out in the mix.
And, of course, Devion Bryant back in the lineup as the starting quarterback for Tennessee State. Rouse on the carry that time. When you talk about this being the 34th edition of the Southern Heritage Classic, started in 1990 between Jackson State and Tennessee State. Prior to the game moving to Memphis, the classic for the classic, they played each other in Jackson or Nashville each year. So it's really turned into a great spectacle.
It is a great setup. They have great events, music, the scholarships.
And they keep the ball on the ground. They've had Charlie Wilson, my uncle, in town. He performed.
Uncle Charlie, the other Uncle Charlie.
Gladys Knight was here.
That's a beautiful thing. I think
Anita Baker.
Did you see a little baby coming in?
Little baby was here when we got in. He was performing right at the FedEx Forum.
Yeah, I think he was blowing up your phone, man. He wanted to hang. You get him, VIP service, bottle service at one of the clubs.
It is third down. Back to pass.
A little shovel.
And a first down is gained as Rouse gets the shuffle pass and takes it across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Doing a little Patrick Mahomes there. Nicely played.
Quick no huddle. They bounce it into this side this time.
Flags.
And a flag is going to be dropped. Let's see what this one is all about. Penalties have been pretty scarce today, which is a good thing.
That always makes coaches happy.
Holding. Offense. Number 62. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Kazan Page, Jr. out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Charles, we see Eddie George prowling that sideline. I got to tell you, man, you can tell. Look at, he is still ripped.
We asked him about that running. What did he say about his knee?
He said he's not worried about playing anymore. The knees won't let him. He's got the heart of a lion, but his body just doesn't do it. But I'm telling you, he's working out. He could put on a helmet, man. That dude is built.
Heisman Trophy winner on the inside.
There they go.
Pass is complete. And they get a first down as this one goes to Karate Brinson. So the Karate Kid finally gets into the lineup and does something as Tim and Akins made the stop. Akins, rather, and Khalib Knox.
Yeah, he needs to have his theme music. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Because when he enters the stadium, they got to blast that. But, Charlie, expect to see a lot of that when they have the trips receivers out there. Two guys get downfield, shield, allow that little swing inside to break him free, pick up good yardage.
Second down and 8. Remember the previous penalty play, they had a 10-yard holding penalty. Here's a pass.
Got him.
Wide open. Overthrew the receiver, Karate Benson. He was downfield. Out of St. Louis, Missouri. Transferred in here from Ball State. He was there.
They'd been throwing just, some little punches up front, and they said, we're going to get him on this one. He had him beat by 5 steps. Just couldn't drop it into the basket.
Kyle Knox was the closest defender to him, and he had Kyle Knox beat by at least 5 yards.
Indeed. Well, that's what they've been, wanting to set up. They want to air it out and get deep, so they know they can do it. So expect them to come back this time with trips up top. Maybe they'll go to the left.
Third down and 8. Again, back to passes, Bryant. And this one is caught. And it may have enough for first down. It looks like he may.
Definitely.
Yes, they do. The ball will be spotted right at about the 44-yard line as Ewell and Akins make the stop defensively. Keeping it on the ground. There's Rouse, and he's not going to get anywhere. because he was bottled up that time by Ryland Woods, the junior linebacker from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Stretch Bryant, he's been feeling it at quarterback. I like his poise. He really seems like he is starting to find a rhythm out here, leading that offense. So again, I expect him to keep it going in the air. Watch them to pick up on top. The three receivers out here, 1, 2, 3. This is where they can exploit that defense, and they've been trying to do that.
Little play action across the middle.
There he is.
Wide open, there you said. And that is Johnson. Garon Johnson, we've seen him basically on kick returns today, but there's a big reception for Arkansas Pine Bluff as Dozier Morrison make the stop.
Charlie, little fake in the middle. They bring Johnson across from that left side again with the trips receivers, putting the pressure on that side of the defense, cutting across, big chunk of yardage in striking distance.
35 yards on that play. It is first down and 10. Ball spotted right at the 20-yard line. Devion Bryant.
Stretching it out.
6'5", 225.
Going to do it himself.
And not a lot of running room that time. There's a lot of white jerseys are there to meet him. And
they're working him. But look, he's a big man. He's like, I'm 6'5".
The referees are blowing the whistle and trying to get the defenders to stop all that extracurricular activity.
Yeah, man. But he was just brushing them off. 6'5", yeah. 225. He's like, fellas.
They don't call me Stretch for nothing.
That's it. So they're trying to put the heat on him, punish him a little bit. And he was just, oh, well, another day at the office. You guys done yet?
They were climbing the ladder trying to get to him.
Trying. He was like shaking him off like a little brother. You go lay down.
And there's a timeout on the field. We'll take one. We're in Memphis. You're watching the Southern Heritage Classic on HBCU Go. You're watching HBCU Go Sports, powered by the Griot. Charlie Neal along with John Kelly, Courtney Tate, Nia Simone all here in Memphis for the Southern Heritage Classic. And it is second down and 4.
And Charlie, a spectacular night for football.
It is.
A little bit of a breeze here, and that's maybe going to work in Tennessee State's favor here, that they can put the ball in the air and just float it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Devion Bryant, he hands it off straight ahead. First down is gained on the running play by Jalen Rouse. When you look at these two teams, and first of all, you start to talk about this Arkansas Pine Bluff team. Last week, they gave up 517 yards to Tulsa, 260 on the ground and 257 in the air.
Yeah, it was a one-sided, lopsided battle, just like what Tennessee State ran into with Notre Dame. So this is a chance to reset today, Charlie, generate some offense, play much better defense, and try to get some balance.
Isaiah Ward, a man a little slow getting up, and we'll take a timeout while they check on that young man, Isaiah Ward. We'll be back.
Your excellence starts here. The moment you become a TSU Tiger. From student to history maker, trailblazer, and beyond.
You're looking at a very proud graduate of the only state-funded historically black university in Tennessee.
Excellence is our habit at Tennessee State University.
Correction on the young man I mentioned that was hurt. It was not Isaiah Ward. It was that young man, Javon Gray. Left ankle seems to be the issue. He's a 324-pound senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Education major who's actually doing his student teaching. So
good for him, man.
We're going to tend to him. Right now we have a 1st and goal for Tennessee State. Quarterback keeps it. He's down to the 1-yard line, Devion Bryant.
Yeah, he is
second and goal.
Beast. I like what he can do with his arm. Eddie George says he really likes the way his leadership is coming into play here. You can tell
Tennessee State.
Eddie George feeling good about Bryant. He's been riding with him all game except for one series. So that's a big plus for on his side to take over that starting job.
So Tennessee State uses its first timeout of the half, but more importantly, there's only 39 seconds left here in the first half. And this drive started at their own 15. So they've done a pretty good job. They had a 99-yard drive. They score here. That's an 85-yard drive. And trying to put some points on the board. Like I said, this is the 4th time that these two teams have met. Tennessee State has the lead in that series 2-1. HBCU Go Sports Football is brought to you by Ford. Built Ford proud. So it is second down and goal at the 1-yard line. Let's see if the quarterback keeps it. And he does, Bryant, and he's into the end zone. Was that Crenshaw? No, the third quarterback they've used today.
That is Crenshaw, yeah.
Demetric Crenshaw Jr. out of Columbus, Ohio.
Switching it up.
The third quarterback they've used today.
Well, you could tell they were stacking that front. They were probably just going to power it in, and they bring in another quarterback just to kind of give them a different look. Very effective. Pushed that right side of the line and drove it into the end zone. Second touchdown of the night.
And this comes with 35 seconds left before halftime. They drive all the way down the field. Second touchdown put on the board by this Tennessee State team. Point after, James Lowry. Kick is up. And it is good. And it's 14-0. 13 plays, 85 yards. They used 5:02 off the clock.
They just brought everybody. They had running backs blocking for him. They got his big guys up front. All he had to do was make sure he caught that snap, which was a little low, but he worked it. Lunges across. Tigers, 14-0.
Last week, we talked about the fact that they only put up 89 yards rushing. That is Tennessee State against Notre Dame. Right now, they have 66 yards against this Arkansas Pine Bluff team. Last year, Tennessee State averaged about 314 yards per game. They had 10 rushing touchdowns, 10 passing touchdowns last year, and they averaged 18 points a game. So they're already pretty close to that in this contest.
Yeah, both teams, again, playing up to pick up those paychecks last week. Both of the coaches saying they found some bright spots, hopefully a character-building experience. But tonight they were really focused on turning things around to start to get in the groove and run the kind of offense and defense they know they can. And so far it's been all Tigers.
One of the things, we had a shake-up in the coaching ranks at Pine Bluff. They lost Jake Barr, their linebackers coach, who went up to Rutgers University last week or just, I think,
recently.
Yeah, just recently. So, you know, they're still trying to get that act together as far as what's happening with the linebacking coaching.
Yeah, and anytime you have a whole new system, you have all new coaches, and then buying into a new system, it does take time. So Eddie George in his third year, you can tell they've done some things now. There's a little bit more of a rhythmic feel here. They were the favorites coming in. But Arkansas Pine Bluff right now, there's been some flashes, but consistency has not been their forte tonight.
No, indeed, not at all. Pine Bluff with 5 first downs, 60 rushing yards, and 10 passing yards. So that's not the kind of offense you want, right?
No,
only 10 passing yards. As they keep the ball on the ground with the quarterback, Jalen Macon decides he keeps it. And the clock is still running here as we're down to 23 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, they're just going to let this clock run out. No use handing the ball back over. So they're going to let the clock tick down and then just take this thing to the house at halftime.
And that's the way it is. A couple of touchdowns on the board for Tennessee State. They took the opening drive and went 99 yards. Not the opening drive, but went 99 yards on a drive here with 7:10 left in the first quarter. Put it on the board with Gantz. 3-yard run, and then just moments ago with 55 seconds to go, Crenshaw comes in the number 3's quarterback spot, and he takes it in from 1 yard out, and it's 14-0. And let's go down to Courtney Tate, who's standing by with Coach Alonzo Hampton.
Eddie George.
Or Eddie George, rather. They're ahead at halftime. Eddie?
Coach, huge drive at the end of the half to put your team up 14-0. How do you keep that momentum going in the second?
Well, it's a new second half. That's how we're approaching this thing. We made some mistakes earlier on. Our defense did a nice job of keeping that momentum on our side.
So we got to come out, kick the ball off to them, and try to get a 3 and out and keep this thing going.
Awesome. And you made some switches at that quarterback position. Where are your thoughts going in the second half at that?
We're still assessing. I think we're going to stay with Stretch right now, number 8. He did a nice job. 2 long drives for us, 2 scoring drives, led to touchdowns, a 99-yard drive, and the drive before half. And, we got to keep a quarterback in there to get him into a good rhythm. So I think you'll see him for mainly for the night. But don't be surprised if you see Draylen as well.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much. Good luck.
All right, Eddie George's team ahead at halftime, 14-0. When we come back, Nia Simone will join us. We'll be seeing both bands, Tennessee State and the Arkansas Pine Bluff. Stay with us here on HBCU Go Sports.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
You're watching HBCU Go Sports, and we're at halftime of the Southern Heritage Classic with Arkansas Pine Bluff and Tennessee State. As promised, we like to deliver a good mix of stories to you during our halftime segment, and today is no exception. If you're ready for a story with cosmic proportions, then hold on tight for this one. With 8 planets in our solar system, there's an exceptional NASA lead flight systems engineer who wants you to know more about a particular planet. Here's an interplanetary and extraordinary look at the color of STEM with Tracy Drain.
Greetings. My name is Orlana Darkins-Drury, and I have the privilege of talking to Tracy Drain, a brilliant aerospace engineer and an enthusiastic problem solver currently working at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, also known as JPL. Tracy, welcome.
Hi, thanks, Orlana.
Over the years, you have contributed to several significant space missions, each with its unique challenges. Could you share a memorable experience or project that stands out in your career at JPL?
Yeah, there are so many. You're going to make me pick one. So one of the ones that I like to talk about, even though I only spent 2 years working on the Kepler mission, it has really just been a game changer in our understanding of exoplanets in our galaxy. So Kepler launched in 2009. I worked on it from a little under 2 years before launch, and then in the 60 days where we were checking out the spacecraft to make sure that it was okay to start its science mission. It was, in its prime mission, staring at a field of stars about the size of the palm of your hand held up against the night sky, and was paying close attention to about 100,000 stars and looking for a dip in the brightness of that star that was an indication that a planet was orbiting it and passing between that star. And when scientists take that information, and it isn't just like any old planets that are out there, Kepler can tell about how big the planet is, how close it is to its star. So if it is Earth size and in the Goldilocks zone around the star, not too hot, not too cold, like very awesome things, then when you extrapolate from that, scientists know now that there are literally billions and billions and billions of planets in our galaxy. Like that is a thing that we did not know before 2009. So it's kind of amazing.
Tracy, you reference Hidden Figures several times. From your perspective, how accurate was that movie?
The kind of work that they did as people who were doing by hand all of those math calculations for the trajectories. I don't know a lot about that. My side is on like building the mechanical things and designing the spacecraft to go do the things. My husband actually does software development for the trajectory analysis now. But it seemed very, very realistic to me in terms of the kinds of things that they were doing, and from their stories about what their lives were like working at the NASA centers. Yeah, it seemed pretty spot on, fascinating to me. And the thing that was really crazy to me is I had been on the campus of NASA Langley for 4 rotations as an intern and had never heard a whisper of any of these things. And I remember even reading a book about the history of NASA Langley, and I was like, what? I don't remember this and that. Let me go back and find that book. So I found that book and was like scanning through it, looking for references to computers. And I think I found one line about human female computers who were doing stuff back then, but that was it. So it definitely was a story that wasn't in consciousness that could be brought forward and shared with all of us like that.
You talked earlier about how influential and impactful your mom was in your life. So to anyone who's listening, who's a mom, do you have any gems to share with them if they're looking for how they can be impactful in their child's life?
I sure do. This is one thing that she did that was truly magical. Two things. When I was in 6th grade, for whatever reason, I was just kind of having a bumpy year, and I stopped turning in my homework, and I wasn't really paying attention to class. I started getting like zeros and D's and F's, like it was bad. And because we were scared of her when we were bad, I remember bringing home a report card and like kind of like handing it to her, like horrible things are going to happen now. And she took the card, she looked at it, she was very serious and no play at this point. But she turned to me and said, "So Tracy, I don't know why you think I'm going to get mad and punish you. Like, your education is about you being able to open doors to have the kind of life that you want to have. If you want that, you should do better. If you don't, well, fine." And I was like, what? And I remember going up to my room and like sitting on my bed with my brain melting out of my ear going, what just happened? What is this? What? I'm responsible for my life? Oh no. And that was enough to turn it around for me. And I mean, it took me a little while because I was behind in some stuff, but the next year I was back to my normal A's and B's and better after that. There was a practical side to her, but she never told me, here are all the obstacles in front of you. She just said, let's figure out how to go get this done. And that kind of just go do it mentality just seeped into me from her, and she could not have given me a better gift.
For aspiring engineers and scientists, what advice would you give them to cultivate their passion for space exploration and pursue a successful career in the aerospace industry?
If you like engineering, like me, you don't have to do aerospace. I did mechanical. We love people who have engineering backgrounds. Pretty much any engineering discipline you can think of, we need it to make spacecraft and these kinds of things. Computer science, we need lots of that. And even things that you might be like, really, that too? If you're interested in law, there's a lot of people who do space policy. If you're interested in art, you see all of those artist conceptions. Well, who do you think makes those things? If you're interested in education, we have whole education departments who figure out how we interact with students and get interns to come to us and produce educational materials for kids. I would bet you $5 that you can come up with anything you are interested in, and I can tell you, and it fits into space this way. So don't feel like you have to change who you are or adjust your passions in order to do something combined with space. It's out there, and now that you have the internet, it's much easier to go do some research and figure out what those things are.
Tracy Drain, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Tracy is one phenomenal lady and is always encouraging more young people to study aerospace engineering. Thank you, Tracy. Stay with us as we switch gears, and our Nia Simone has a visit with Tennessee State legend Ed Too Tall Jones. Right after this, you're watching HBCU Go Sports. We're in halftime of the Southern Heritage Classic. Ed Too Tall Jones reached the pinnacle of his football career, making his way to 3 Super Bowls and even winning a championship. But it all started with humble beginnings and his choice to go to Tennessee State. Here's our Nia Simone with more in an up-close conversation with Ed Too Tall Jones.
So you started your college career at Tennessee State University. Why Tennessee State?
I grew up in Jackson, Tennessee. Grew up on a farm where we didn't have football. I was baseball, basketball, track, boxed. And I was going to follow in the footsteps of Reggie Jackson. I was going to Arizona State to play both baseball and basketball. I lost my dad my senior year in high school. My brother-in-law, who had married my older sister, approached me and said, you need to go to Tennessee State where you can check on your mom. I said, okay, he was my mentor. I'm going to Tennessee State. He said, no, by the way, you're a football player. I said, football? I don't even know the rules of football. He said, that's what I'm going to teach you this summer. So to make a long story short, I go to Tennessee State. I decided I was going to play both basketball and football my first year. And if I didn't like football, I'd drop it and then go to baseball. But fortunately for me, I loved football from day one, and the rest is history.
So, let me get this straight. Before you set foot, you had never played football.
Other than Sandlot.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't have a football team, but I watched football.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't know the rules, what they were doing, it was just exciting to watch. And I think the best decision I made was going to an HBCU school, because I was a raw talent. If I had attended a Division I school, I would have been another number. They wouldn't have time to work with me like Tennessee State did. So the coaching staff there took me under their wings and made all the difference in the world with me. And I really appreciated the game. I appreciated the commitment they made to me. And I became very passionate about the game. Had great teammates, and winning certainly helped. I was able to win 2 Division II titles during my career at Tennessee State. So the best decision I ever made in my life was to attend Tennessee State.
Yeah. What are some characteristics that you would share about your HBCU experience to someone who may not necessarily know what it's like to be at an HBCU?
Well, if it's men listening to this interview and know anything about fraternities, it's like a fraternity. Or if you play team sports, like the key in any team sports is to know person next to you, around you, got your back. And that's the way it was at Tennessee State. Those are the kind of players that the coaching staff wanted, unselfish players. You know, it's a team sport. 11 players working together as one. That's what I experienced at Tennessee State.
How important is it that we continue to push the needle forward for more HBCU players to have the opportunity to play in the NFL? Well,
number one, the first thought that came to my mind was, I have to represent. I can't be a bust. You know, in order to set an example for other HBCU players, regardless of what round they're drafted in, I have to perform well, because we didn't have that respect at the time. We weren't looked upon as being great players from an HBCU school. So I had to work extra hard to make sure that I performed at a very high level. Now, that's something I would have done anyway, but that was always in the back of my mind. I have to represent in order to make it better and give other guys from HBCU schools an opportunity.
And speaking of representing and representation, why is the Black College Football Hall of Fame so important to not only HBCU athletes, but just black athletes as a whole, who are often overlooked because of the color of their skin or because of the institution they went to?
Well, really, because of the institution you went to has a lot to do with it, and the color of your skin has a lot to do with it. So nobody, regardless of what they say, want to be overlooked. You know, you want to be appreciated for all your work ethic, This is one way that you can be recognized and feel proud about what you've accomplished. And that's why a day doesn't go by, I don't think Doug and Shaq Harris, the founders of the HBCU Black College Hall of Fame. And it's continued to grow. And again, I just think, and I think guys who play at a very high level, regardless of what sport or whatever you're doing, you should be honored. You should be represented. You know, you should be rewarded. And this is one way of rewarding all these great talented men.
Absolutely.
Our thanks to Black College Football Hall of Famer and NFL legend Ed Too Tall Jones. We've got more from Memphis, Tennessee at the Southern Heritage Classic and invite you to stay with us for the second half of the game on the other side of this break. You're watching HBCU Go Sports.
Welcome back. Each week we'll reveal the HBCU Go Top 10 football poll that is put together by a panel of HBCU Go insiders. We start off with North Carolina Central in our number 1 spot.
They travel to Greensboro today to take on another in-state rival, North Carolina A&T. Florida A&M knocked off Jackson State, and they're in the number 2 spot today. They visit South Florida. Morgan State broke into the top 10 after knocking off 17th ranked Richmond. The Bears are in action today. Benedict fell into the number
4 spot after spanking Shaw. Today they're in Jacksonville, Florida to play Edward Waters. Alabama State also got into the top 10 after beating Southern University. Hampton University broke into the top 10 after their win over Grambling in New Jersey. Today they host longtime Tidewater foe Norfolk State. Bowie State moved up after their win over FCS Hornets of Delaware State. Prairie View moved into the top 10 after their overtime shootout win against in-state rival Texas Southern. Virginia State was the other CIAA school to beat an MEAC team as they topped Norfolk State. Today the Trojans at home against Tusculum and Howard University. And loses to Eastern Michigan last week, but they're at home today against Morehouse. And we'll be back with more halftime activities right after this. As we get ready to start the second half, we'll look back at the first half, 14-0. Tennessee State in control in this contest. Charlie Neal along with John Kelly here. Your thoughts on the first half so far?
You know, the Tennessee State looking strong. Eddie George wanted some play out of his quarterback. Yeah. Devion Bryant came in strong. He looked balanced today. On the ground, through the air, he really led them. I think he's the guy right now. Going to be tough wrestling that number 1 job. The defense also for the Tigers looked great. They were stuffing everything up front. Didn't let Pine Bluff get anything going. And we talked about Devion Bryant. He broke off in that first half, a 35-yard run here, really sparking that offense, Charlie, and he had that balance working.
And then you have Johnson, the young man right there, did a great job, not only on kick returns, but also as a receiver. There you go, Gilliam with the big reception that moved him into scoring territory.
Yeah, Jordan Gant gets to cash in on the touchdown run. They had a nice balance on the ground. Then their defense came through as well. They were swarming up front. They did not allow Pine Bluff to get anything going offensively. And even when they made mistakes, they were able to get that ball back.
They were fortunate on that sideline. And you see Macon under pressure all afternoon long right there.
He was running for his life.
Yes, he was.
And, you know, Devion Bryant really balanced. And they got that touchdown here. They brought in a third-string quarterback,
Crenshaw,
making it happen. Crenshaw, nicely done. But Devion Bryant, his balance, he had over 50 yards rushing, nearly 100 yards passing. So that 14-0 lead is where they're at.
And you look at the stats there, 57 yards rushing for Pine Bluff, 93 for Tennessee State. On the other side, you talked about the penalties. Both teams did a pretty good job of keeping the penalty situation on a low level. Yeah, 2 for one team, that is Pine Bluff, 3 for Tennessee State. So Tennessee State, who's won the toss and start the game and elected to receive, will get the ball. Will be kicking off, rather, I should say, to start the second half. As you look at the deep man for Arkansas Pine Bluff, and that is Jewel Fletcher, sophomore out of Wichita Falls, Texas.
Here we go, Charlie.
Here's Lowry kicking it off on the near side at the 5-yard line. A fair catch call for, and let's go down to Courtney on the sideline. Courtney.
Hey, Charlie, I spoke with Coach Hampton at the half, and he told me, in essence, he really just needs his offense to get the ball down the field and get in that end zone. He says he doesn't think his team is doing a bad job defensively. He says, however, he thinks that his defense is on the field a lot longer than he wants them to be on the field. He said he could tell that they were a little bit winded at the end of the first half. He said in the second, he wants to see his offense on the field a lot more, and he emphasized again, just as he did earlier, sustaining drives. Guys, back to you.
All right. Again, running the ball is Jonas Davis. Up front, big men for Arkansas Pine Bluff trying to open some holes there. Again, they struggled a little bit rushing in the first half. Only 57 yards rushing for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Davis has been the workhorse up front, getting most of that carry. And there he goes again.
And has a first down, keeps his balance, and is finally brought down out of bounds by Monroe Beard III.
Yeah, they opened up that left side, so we talked about how tough the defense was in the first half. They cracked a little there, and Davis taking full advantage off that left side.
That's his 11th run of the day. 77 yards for him now. His longest run, 26 yards. and they keep it on the ground once again, working off the left side. And again, it is Jonas Davis. James Green there to make the stop defensively. It'll be second down after a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd and 7 after a gain of 3.
Yeah, Jalen Macon at quarterback, still looking for his chance to have some time to throw and maybe go through the air, but they keep pounding it on the ground.
This time it's Michael Jamerson who gets the carry out of Flint, Michigan, went to Campbell High School. A lot of blue jerseys up front making that stop.
And Tennessee State doing a nice job of swarming the ball. They have been very tough up front. They're not allowing a lot to happen, but that pressure, bringing it on the quarterback, making Macon make a lot of fast decisions, so he has not had a chance to breathe or cut loose.
3rd down and 7. Back to pass. There's the pass. That is complete. And on the receiving end is Tristan Ballard. Jeremiah Joseph there to defend. But it's Tristan Ballard, grad student out of Youngstown, Ohio, working on his master's degree along with his mom.
Yeah, I love that story. The fact they're working in the classroom together, getting it done. That's a beautiful thing.
Straight ahead again goes Jonas Davis. Beard. One of the things that we talked to Coach Alonzo Hampton, he said we've got to do a better job on 3rd down conversions. Last week they were 5 of 16 in 3rd down conversions, and that's not something you can take lightly, especially in this day and time. And today they're 2 of 6 in 3rd down efficiency.
Yeah, that's where a lot of games are won and lost. When you have short yardage on a 3rd down, you need to come through, because otherwise your defense is going to constantly be on the field, and that's one of the problems Pine Bluff has had today. Their defense doing most of the work.
3rd down, 7 yards to go, and a flag and a penalty marker is down. We may have a false start.
False start.
And you could tell what they were about to do, Charlie. They were rolling to the right. They were actually going to let Macon, instead of sitting in the pocket, try to roll him out and maybe get him some breathing room so he get that ball downfield.
If you look at Alonzo Hampton, like I said, he got the job in December, missed the early spring signing, and was able to sign 6 high school students in the month of February. But he said everybody who comes to Pine Bluff, you've got to be a blue-collar worker. You don't have to be afraid.
On the play. False start. Offense. After the play was over, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Offense. Number 18. The fouls are enforced in order of recurrent. 3rd down.
So there'll be 2 penalties against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Marching in the wrong direction.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Charlie, I love that quote you were talking about, Alonzo Hampton, talking about Pine Bluff's not for everybody. He says it's an acquired taste.
Yes.
Blue collar, got to get your hands dirty, be willing to do it all, multitask, you got to buy in, and that's the kids that he has here. Again, pressure, but he dances up.
And gets it complete on the near sideline. Clock still running. Back to midfield, they get it complete to Maurice Lloyd. James Green there to running out of bounds. And there you see the offensive coordinator decide to move upstairs, Bobby Acosta, for the 2nd half.
Yeah, figure you'd get a better view, maybe get some of that sweet food that they bring the tray around, some cheesecake.
Good hot dogs.
Yeah, you can get that on the field for sure.
Darren Johnson, I should say, is the deep man to receive this punt. And it goes into the end zone. It'll be brought out to the 20. Timeout on the field. 14-0. We're in the 3rd quarter here in Memphis. Southern Heritage Classic on HBCU Go. Devion Bryant will get the ball for Tennessee State as they get their first possession in the second half. He's quite a story in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, he's having a great game. And his brother, they call Devion Stretch. The original Stretch is probably his brother, Robert Covington, who plays for the Los Angeles Clippers. He is 6'7". So you have Davion at 6'5", his brother Robert Covington, who also went to Tennessee State University. So we got Stretch 1 playing in the NBA, Stretch 2 playing here at Tennessee State.
High snap, he gets it, pulls it down, and Gillison able to bring it down. You know, you're talking about the fact that he went to Tennessee State. He's, I think, the only player from an HBCU that's currently playing in the NBA right now.
He, in fact, is the only active player in the NBA from an HBCU. Watching the game tonight. So what's up, Rob? Happy to have you along for the ride, brother.
Here's Stretch. The pass is complete on the near side. And, again, it's Gillison on the reception. And the stop made by Laprel Boyd and Kyrie Williams. Gain of 15.
That's a nice hookup, stretching out the defense a little bit. So look for him to keep going to the airs. His confidence is built during this game. It looks like he's really taking charge.
Well, you heard what the coach said at halftime. Going in and a fumble. Well, let's see. Was he down when he lost the ball? That's going to be the question. Was he down when he lost the ball, and who got it back? It looked like after all of that, Johnson was able to come up with it.
Yeah, it looks like he got that. So he's been a workhorse too. Johnson, punt returns, kick returns, also on the receiving end here. We'll get a look at it on the replay.
Yeah, it was out before he hit the ground.
Yeah.
And it was a great opportunity for Pine Bluff. They just weren't able to take advantage of it. So the ball is across midfield in Pine Bluff territory. As you see the reception there made, and the ball knocked away. It was Brinson on the reception.
Yeah, nice catch, but coughed it up.
Dreon Johnson was able to recover the fumble. First down and 10, though. The ball at the 47-yard line of Arkansas Pine Bluff. A little option off to the right side, still running. That's Grant Turner on the Gerard Turner, I believe, running the ball that time. Gain of 9 yards, and it was Kyle Knox to make the stop. Second down. 2nd and 1. Devion Bryant. Trey Boone all over the place. Trying to figure out where should I land. And the quarterback decides to keep it. That is Devion Bryant. And Anas Lukman was right there to stop him.
Yeah, he gave him no room to run on that one. He went unblocked, untouched, and smashed him.
Lukman was a preseason second-team all-SWAC selection this year from Arkansas Pine Bluff. It'll be 3rd down and 2. High snap. And nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, as Luckman was the man there again. 2 straight plays for the sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, he's sniffing that ball out on this one, but that miscue they were able to hang on to, but instead Charlie, 3rd and short, maybe getting a first down. It's 4th and long. They will punt this bad boy away.
They started at their own 20, but they have to punt it away from midfield. 4th time today we've seen this punt from Mr. Foster.
That'll be a flag.
Yeah. Jewel Fletcher was the man who was back there defending, or not defending, calling for the fair catch, trying to make the catch. They're talking things over with our referee, Brandon McCain, out of the Ohio Valley
After the play
Conference.
was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking the team, number 28, 15-yard penalty, first down, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
So Pine Bluff will get the ball in fairly good field position. And when we come back, we'll have a very special story for you. There's the fair catch, and there's the unnecessary roughness, and we'll be back.
1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
I'm a great chef. I love to cook chicken parm with a nice pasta and garlic bread. After I retire from football, I want to open up my own chain of restaurants.
Yeah, let me see what some of the things he's been cooking up
Go
here.
ahead,
like
big man.
that pan-seared black salmon with cheesy broccoli and yellow rice.
All right.
How about a baked pork chop with loaded mashed potatoes
that's what I'm talking
and mixed
about.
vegetables? How about the wet honey, hot lemon pepper wings and fries?
This kid's got skills,
and
man.
he also has the steak tips, mashed potatoes, and cheesy broccoli. Now, what we didn't see was what he talked about, the chicken parm. Yeah. But my problem with it is he didn't bring us anything up here.
You know, that would be justice. I'm telling you, I would love to get my taste buds wrapped around that. The big man, Ryan Atkins, getting down as a chef.
Co-captain of this Arkansas Pine Bluff team, 6'5", 280 grad student from Gary, Indiana. Number 60 on that left tackle spot. He was one of those young men we talked about along with his teammates Rolando Jones and Floyd that was involved in that car accident back at the beginning of the year. And was ejected as we saw Davis on the carry once again, and Jeremiah Joseph's there to make the stop.
Davis now over 100 yards rushing. He has been their workhorse. So they just keep going back to him, but they have not been able to get near that end zone and sustain anything big.
And there's an injured player down on the field for this Tennessee State team. But when you talk about Arkansas Pine Bluff, you know, this is a team that joined the SWAC in 1997. And we know that they have a couple players right now that are playing in the NFL. We're talking about Teron Armstead, an offensive lineman who's with the Miami Dolphins, who's in his 12th season in the NFL. Also, Jamie Gilliam, a punter with the New York Giants, in his 6th year in the National Football League, both coming out of Arkansas Pine Bluff, who are currently playing in the NFL. And then, of course, you can't forget L.C. Greenwood.
Yeah.
Remember L.C. Greenwood?
Of course I do.
Did he have goldfish
yes.
in his shoes? Played with the Steelers and the Steel Curtain, okay? Black College Football Hall of Famer in 2015, and we'll be back.
Welcome back to the Southern Heritage Classic. I have the honor of standing with a TSU legend, Mr. Ed Too Tall Jones. Mr. Jones, can you just start by talking about how it feels to be back at home and seeing such a huge crowd in such a massive event like this?
This is an event I look forward to every year. Fred Jones does such a wonderful job, and not just this game. I mean, fashion shows, concerts. I mean, it's just an action-packed weekend for everybody, and I look forward to it every year.
Awesome. Now, you left a huge legacy at TSU, and can you just talk about, you know, you told me that you didn't have an event like this when you were playing. What does it mean for these kids to be able to play in this kind of game?
I would have given anything to play in a classic like this, but when I was at Tennessee State, we had a very good program. We only lost 2 games during my 4 years at Tennessee State, won 2 Division II titles, great athletes, lifetime friends, so just a wonderful time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
And that is complete to Tristan Ballard, and that's my buddy, Ed Too Tall Jones. You can tell he's tall, but
oh yeah,
instead of next to Courtney down there. But you know, a little more about Too Tall Jones. He was the first player picked overall in the 1974 NFL draft.
Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
Doomsday defense.
First player overall that was picked that particular year. 14 years he played at 106 sacks and was a member. There you see again running straight ahead is Giannis Davis. He was inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Him and I went in that same year together, 2013.
Congratulations to both you gentlemen. And Ed Too Tall Jones, I mean, while he was a beast in the NFL, a lot of people don't know he had 6 professional boxing matches.
Yeah.
So he was also getting in the ring pounding on people. I think he was like 6'11". Talk about an arm span.
Here we go. Macon back to pass.
Trouble.
Macon in trouble. And he is slung down. That time will not get away from Mr. Allen. Terrell Allen, the defensive end senior out of North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, Chris Walker got in there and got a piece of that too, but they all took him down. It's been pressure all night long. Again, he has not had a chance to set and load at all, so they're giving him zero breathing room. Defense, that's why they're pitching the shutout.
3rd and 11. This drive started at their own 39-yard line. The ball is across midfield at the 45-yard line of Tennessee State. 14-0 is our score. We're in the 3rd quarter here. And again, the pressure of the defense, and that's big number 99 coming on to make the stop.
That's Blue Wave.
Latham Snipes out of Elk Grove, California. He's a junior, 6'1", 290.
Yeah, they are putting up a brick house in front of most of what they're trying out there. So I really think they have to just start airing it out. 1, they're down by 14 points. 2, they got to keep the defense honest. They are playing this brick wall defense right up front. They're not getting any movement.
The closest that they have come to scoring in terms of getting into the end zone, that is Arkansas Pine Bluff, is down to the 34-yard line.
I think they might have got that, man. Good effort at the goal line.
34-yard line of Tennessee State, but again, we've
close.
Had a touchback. Remember, they had one. They downed early in the first half.
Yeah.
At the 1, but Tennessee State drove 99 yards and scored. We'll be back.
Fiercely independent, a leader on the playing fields, in the classroom, among its fans, and throughout their communities. For 75 years, the Ohio Valley Conference has built a legacy of athletic accomplishment, academic excellence, and social justice leadership that has strengthened the conference and this region. That's why its 10-member schools proudly say, this year and every year, you have to OVC it.
4:44 left 3rd quarter, 14-0 our score. Let's look at our scholar athlete, brought to you by Febreze. It's Timon Akins of Pine Bluff, an intelligent, fast, versatile linebacker, high football IQ, spends most of his time in the community giving back and also setting an example to the younger generation of what it's like to be a true student athlete. He's majoring in biology, 3.0, 7 grade point average. Congratulations to that young man, Timon Akins. He's a defensive part of that linebacker squad for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I dig when we're able to give love to the scholar athletes. They do that hard work in and out of the classroom, and to salute them, it just sets the table, and again, something to be very proud of. I know his parents are cheering too.
Stretch is still staying in there at quarterback for Tennessee State.
Looking and feeling good.
And looking out to the right side, has it complete. Out of the backfield is Rouse, and Rouse is close to the first down marker after the reception.
Little swing pass, Charlie, nothing fancy at all. They just get him swinging out to the side. You dump it out there and just let him run. The defense closed slow, so they almost got that first down, but 9 yards.
This Tennessee State team, going back to the days of John Merritt, won 12 black national titles. The last time was 2013. John Merritt coached them to 7 of those black national championships. He coached here at Tennessee State from 1963 to 1983. And of course, Too Tall Jones, who we talked to a little earlier, played for John Merritt.
That's right. Working his magic while he was here. Jalen Rouse working his magic. He stretched out and got that first down, did a nice job of keeping that moving.
Rouse again. There he goes.
See ya.
Hey, let's see. He's got one man to beat, and he's still on his feet. They may have stepped out of bounds. He must have stepped out of bounds because it was the man who ran him out of bounds was Kyrie Williams, the senior out of Akron, Ohio, number 3. He ran right into him.
Yeah, watch this. Rouse does a nice job turning on the afterburners, and he's trying to time this. He said, I'm going to do a little shake and bake. Puts on the brakes, locks it up. It just must have caught the paint on the side.
No, look at that.
Yeah, I want to see the other angle.
43 yards either way on that run in this 1st and 10 at the 25 of Pine Bluff. Rouse with that 43-yard run. So Tennessee State starting to pour it on in terms of yards, rushing yards. Rouse now with 82 yards rushing in the game. The pass, and it's caught after about a 5-yard gain, and it's Gillison on the reception.
That was good patience by Devion Bryant. That's not an easy throw to connect on. He really threaded the needle. Frozen rope. Great catch.
2nd and 6 after a 4-yard gain. Now we have a timeout by Arkansas Pine Bluff. You know, we talked about Arkansas Pine Bluff. This is a team that started, joined the SWAC in 1997, I should say. They won 3 SWAC titles. They won it in 2006 under Mo Forte. They won it again in 2012 under Monty Coleman, who used to play with the old Washington Redskins and who coached Alonzo Hampton, coached under when he was an assistant coach at Arkansas Pine Bluff. And then to 2020, Doc Gamble, who's now the special teams coach at FAMU, was the head coach here last year. They fired him with 4 games left in the season at Pine Bluff.
We watched that happen.
Yes, look at our second scholar athlete, sponsored by Febreze, Devion Bryant, who's getting his Master of Arts in Education in Human Performance and Sports Science. He has a 4.0 grade point average. Not only has he earned a perfect GPA, he's also earned a nickname from his teammates. And what have we been calling him?
Stretch.
There you go.
And Robert Covington, his big brother, small forward for the LA Clippers out in Los Angeles, checking us out tonight. There he goes.
And he keeps the ball. He's going to be a yard shy of a first down. He had to get to the 15-yard line to get the first down. He stopped at the 16 rather. Darius Clark on the stop. 3rd down and 1.
Charlie, I really like what number 8 Bryant is doing today. Eddie George has to be happy. Good command of the offense. Seems to be leading these troops in the right direction. Feeling it.
Throws out in the flat. Has it complete on the near side at the 10, the 5, and run out of bounds on the near side. Majors, Delani Majors, out of Nashville, Tennessee. He's a freshman. Sean Wilson ran him out of bounds, but it is 1st and goal at the 6.
They've done a nice job. A couple of sustained drives tonight. One over 90 yards, 99 yards, one over 70 yards. And right now, Charlie, they're knocking again.
Jalen Rouse beside his quarterback. Rouse has the ball. No, it's a throw to the end zone. A little bit too big that time, and Gillison just could not bring it down.
Yeah, he had him. He kind of he stepped right to it and just put it up a little too high. You want to have it high so the defense can't get it. But even his big man out there just through his fingers.
I didn't say anything today about your school losing to Colorado.
Oh, University of Nebraska. Yeah, my old alma mater. But you know what? They were only 3-point underdogs, the Huskers. I was like, look, I went to Nebraska. I would be putting my house on the Buffaloes to cover that, and they did.
2nd and goal. The throw. Corner. Knocked away. Good defense that time by Donovan Collins. There he is, junior out of redshirt junior, Cedar Hill, Texas.
Yeah, he does a nice job of just getting in between the two guys. Actually, a little contact before the ball got there. Got away with one. But
yeah, they could have thrown the flag possibly.
Yeah,
oh, there's a flag over here somewhere. But let's see what it's all about. No?
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, 57. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So they had Arian Harvey, the right guard, grad student out of Chicago, went downfield a little bit too far, so is going to be pushed the ball back all the way to the 11-yard line. It'll still be 2nd and goal.
Just a little longer to get there.
Stretch looks to the sideline.
Yeah, that's what they do. They bring the plays in from the sideline by signals.
Darren H. is the offensive coordinator for Tennessee State. And now off the right side, they keep the ball on the ground, running behind those big offensive linemen. And again, it's Jalen Rouse, who's been the workhorse in the running department there for this Tennessee State team. He has 82 yards. He's averaging 5.5 yards per carry today. It is 3rd down and goal at the 6-yard line.
They've done a really nice balanced job on this offense.
Play action to Rouse. Throws back across his body. Intercepted. Dropped. Should have been. That could have been 6. And that was Sam Anthony had his hands on the ball, and he could have gone the distance. He could have gone 95 yards had he held on to that one.
You got it right, Charlie. Running to the opposite side of the field, he throws across, gift wrapped that one. He could have taken it to the house. That's the first real mistake we've seen Bryant make today. Almost wrapped it up and said Merry Christmas early to Pine Bluff.
So a field goal, going to be 25 yards. Make about 24 yards. It's up, and it is good. So Arkansas Pine Bluff falls down by 17 points now. And this one comes with 53 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. 17-0. And that drive started at their own 20-yard line. And they come away with the field goal and increase their lead to 17-0.
Yeah, Tennessee State has been consistent, very methodical, a nice mix of passing and running. And tonight, gotten in the end zone a couple times on long drives. I know that's disappointing they didn't get the 6. They'll take the 3, but again, they were down goal to go and went in the wrong direction, almost gave up that pick 6. So 3 points at this point, they should feel blessed.
No, HBCU Go delivers the best black college sports right to your home or to your mobile device. All you have to do is go to hbcugo.tv or download the TV app on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire for the full HBCU Go experience. Charlie Neal, John Kelly, along with Courtney Tate, Nia Simone here in Memphis at Liberty Stadium. 34th edition of the Southern Heritage Classic. That was an 11-play, 76-yard drive that used 3:51 off the clock. And we've got brought out to the 25-yard line. Arkansas Pine Bluff now again. They have not gotten any further than the 34-yard line of Tennessee State. That's as close as they've gotten today.
They just haven't been able to generate anything on offense. And again, some of that is they haven't looked really like they're in sync. But the big problem for them has been that defense from Tennessee State.
Macon still in their quarterback right now. Mekhi Hagins was the starter. He played most of the game last week against Tulsa, but suffered a sprained shoulder when they tackled him pretty hard. He's one of those quick kids, runs a 4.5 40, but not seeing any action tonight as Macon has gone all the way. But here's a pass out in the flat, and running up the sideline after the reception is Maurice Lloyd. His first reception.
And look at this pressure again on Macon one more time, but he's able to get this one off and snap it sidearm.
Yeah.
Nice little catch, and the yards after catch, the key here. He just kind of takes it out of bounds, but that's a nice move near midfield.
Looked like a little Aaron Rodgers run, right? That pass looked like a little Aaron Rodgers pass.
Yeah, exactly. Aaron Rodgers getting ready to do that for the Jets on Monday night. We got it on the Saturday night.
5-yard penalty.
Kristen Love, right tackle, moved a little bit prematurely. Those pre-snap penalties are the ones that drive coaches crazy, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it'll be 1st and 15 right now.
Coaches, if you're going 100 miles an hour, they can accept some mistakes. When you make the mental errors, that is when they go crazy. You can tell some frustration setting in for Alonzo Hampton right now. His team hasn't gotten much going positive, hasn't gotten to sustained drives. He's looking for something big now.
That's their 5th penalty of the day.
Oh!
What a hit. A flag. They're going to call the targeting. There's going to be a targeting on Bryce Phillips.
Yeah, I got to see the replay because it looked like he led with his shoulder to me, but they're down there closer than I am. Because at that point, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do, but you got to protect these players. These gentlemen are trained to do that. Let's see that on the replay. He swings it out.
Well, it looked like the shoulder.
Clean.
He did look at the shoulder, but the referee standing there is looking at the helmet, and maybe he had a blow to the head. He may have hit him in the shoulder, but it may have been. Let's see what the official says.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense. Number 0.
They called him targeting. Interesting. I mean, I'm not sure how else he was supposed to hit him. They do need to review this. Looks like they're going to do just that.
They are going to review it because, again, if you're disqualified, he can't play until the fourth quarter of the next game.
That's how that works, right? Wow. But like I say, I'm not sure. I'm all for protecting players. I'm not sure what else you can do as a DB on that play except get his shoulder on that. And he didn't lead with his face mask. He didn't lead with the crown of his helmet.
Let's look at it once again.
Again, he's following through. His assumption is he caught the ball. It was a hard hit, in my opinion.
But when I saw the flag come out, I knew exactly what they were looking at. They were looking at targeting.
Right.
And even though the contact looked like the majority of it was done with the shoulder, I think they're looking at the fact that he may have led with his helmet.
Right. Well, this is the beauty of replay. So again, and especially in real time, when it happens like that, it's hard to see. But the key is trying to protect players. I never have a problem. If you're going to make a mistake, err on the side of saving these kids' necks.
Brandon McCain is our referee. W. Kirk Walker and Thomas Floyd are in the replay booth for the OVC. Let's see what they're still looking at it over there.
And that's the nice luxury of having multiple angles. And in real time, oftentimes what you see slowed down, it gives you a much clearer picture and will allow them to rule correctly. And it has to be consensus. So it has to overturn what was called on the field.
Well, here we go. Brandon McCain.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. Number 0 may remain in the game. Second down.
I think
so
that's the right call.
he can stay in the game. And as you said, the shoulder was where most of the and of course you're sitting right there as official. It's happening so fast in front of you, and it's nice that they do have the replay.
I don't fault them at all. I'm glad they were able to replay it and get it right so that young man right there didn't have to take the heat.
And he stays in the game.
Yep.
That is Bryce Phillips. Second down and 15 is the call right now. Second and 15 for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Little swing pass out of the backfield. Comes over to Michael Jamerson out of the backfield. Jamerson.
That's right. First down.
Gets the first down.
And this has kind of been their modus operandi, Charlie. Macon has been dinking and dunking, trying to do some things out in the flat and just let their guys run after the catch. This time it worked.
First and 10 now. And now that's going to be the end of the third quarter here. So 15 minutes of football left here in Memphis in this 34th edition of the Southern Heritage Classic. 17-0. It's Tennessee State. They've been in control and they lead it 17-0 over Pine Bluff.
Coach, one more quarter to close this out. What are you looking for in the fourth to finish out with a win?
Well, we're going to find out about who we are right now. We've got to be able to finish this off. You know, we've got a 17-point lead. This game is not over. We just got to finish strong.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
As Coach Eddie George said, 15 minutes of football remaining. More importantly, let's find out who we are.
Yeah, that's been a big question that they've said. Who are we? What are we made of? And what can we do the rest of the season? Tonight, a big step forward if they can get that W.
First down and 10, Arkansas Pine Bluff. As we start the fourth quarter here, the ball at the 41-yard line, making a little play action fake and has it complete. Down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line to Maurice Lloyd.
Charlie, that's exactly what they're going to have to do if they want to get back in this game. A little pump fake to the right, comes back to the middle, finds his guy, splitting the defense. Well played. They're going to have to do more of that, get to the end zone.
Plus, you got to remember, Jonas Davis, their running back, has over 109 yards today, and he's still on his feet.
There he
is.
He's
got the ball, and he's going straight ahead. And he picks up some more yards to add on to those 109 that he already has, as Monroe Beard III was there to make the stop defensively.
Charlie Davis has been Mr. Consistency on the ground. He's having a strong day. Unfortunately for Pine Bluff, they haven't gotten it into the end zone. So those 100+ yards right now so far are wasted.
And the quarterback decides to keep it Macon, and Macon is inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Jalen Macon on the run that time.
As Eddie George pointed out, we still have a quarter to go, so if they get a touchdown here, suddenly we have a game. These guys make it a little bit tighter.
At the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. And running. And there he goes.
He's a man.
4 more yards adding on to Jonas Davis. He has 120 yards rushing today, and he takes it in from 4 yards out.
He has been their power guy all day long, and they've been consistently grinding it out, and he has just gotten stronger as the game has gone on. Gets a little help up front, but then he does it by himself solo. He says, you want some of this? Bad choice. I'm going for 6. Jeremiah Joseph's getting a taste right there. Davis in his shoulder pads.
For the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. And Pine Bluff has a flag on the play. They're on the board as we start the 4th quarter here with 13:44 to go.
Well, that'll give head coach Alonzo Hampton a little something to smile about. Been a frustrating evening for him so far, but he's got to like that. The fact that if they can get this momentum and continue it.
Substitution. Defense. 40, 11 players on the field at the snap.
Illegal substitution.
Timeout on the field.
And that was declined. And that was a pretty good drive.
Take that all day.
And we'll be back. HBCU Go Sports Football is brought to you by Amazon. It's on Prime. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet? As we're in the 4th quarter here, Arkansas Pine Bluff finally getting on the board as Jonas Davis, a career high for him, 120 yards on 19 carries, and that's a pretty good day for him.
Yeah, man, over 6 yards a pop. So again, he's one of those guys you keep feeding him the stronger he gets.
And he had 82 against Tulsa last week.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, let's keep it going. I'm sure coach is happy about it.
Well, yeah, that's how running backs do. You start to get that confidence, believe in yourself, you can be unstoppable.
Gonna get a penalty flag against Pine Bluff. The ball went out of bounds on the kickoff.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team, number 38. By rules, the ball is placed at the 35-yard line.
So the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. And that's where Tennessee State will get the ball after having just given up a touchdown on a pretty good drive, a 75-yard, 7-play drive by Arkansas Pine Bluff. They used 2 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock.
Again, Coach Hampton saying he really wanted to get it going and sustain some drives. Now it's up to Tennessee State to see if they can sustain something and hold on to this lead. Bryant, a solid day rushing and throwing. Nearly 150 yards passing, over 60 yards rushing, 7 yards a pop on the runs.
Trying to go left this time is Jordan Gant. And Jordan Gant is swallowed up by a number of white jerseys for Arkansas Pine Bluff, led by Sean Wilson.
Yeah, Cameron Rutherford in there as well. So they were tracking him early and often, smothered that attempt, lost a couple yards.
Second and 12. There he goes.
Like it.
Pass is caught. First down is gained, and it's Kanan Adrian on the reception. Sophomore out of Kingswood, Texas.
Charlie, I really like the approach here, not being conservative. Let's air it out. Let's play to win this game, not trying to hold on to a lead.
Sean Wilson there to make the stop. They keep it on the ground again, and it is Gant on the carry. He gets about 8 on that first down run.
Well, Tennessee State has to be feeling pretty good. Again, the game is not locked on ice just yet. But so far what they've done with their defense playing great. The offense finding some balance through the air and also on the ground. And our guy, Devion Bryant stepping up confidently.
And looks down the field, has it caught, and it's Gillison again. Trenton Gillison has done a good job for them in the receiving department today.
Great job.
Yes, he has. Gillison has been the guy who's caught most of the passes for his team. That's his 5th reception of the day, and that was good for 25 yards before Sean Wilson brought him down.
Yeah, on that one he takes a licking and keeps on ticking, so that was a great job by just bodying the defender and getting some extra yardage.
Ball spotted inside the 30, right at about the 28-yard line. Coming to the near side on the inside counter play. Keeping it on the ground once again, and it's again Gant on the carry. Gant scored the first touchdown of the game on that 99-yard drive by Tennessee State.
Yeah, he put the cherry on top of the cake on that one.
2nd and 9. The 1-yard gain, make it 2nd and 8 after a gain of 2. Now a flag, we got a penalty marker.
Encroachment. Offense. Number 4. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Shael Garnett, one of the receivers, moved a little prematurely. Defensive coordinator there, Dave Callaway.
And Charlie, you know a D coordinator's really into the game when he's got gloves on.
And a toothpick.
Exactly. That's just a cool factor.
Incomplete. A lot of people in the end zone. We have flags down.
Yeah, man, he forced that a little bit. Got a lot of people around that ball.
Cameron Rutherford.
Offside.
Defense.
Defense, number 90. And the Dutch's on at the snap. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Lined up offsides. That's those type of penalties you don't want.
Yeah,
so it'll be 2nd down and 8 after the 5-yard penalty.
That's like a Hail Mary at the end of the game. Just throw it up hoping someone catches
But
it.
when you look at, and normally in a game at this juncture, you have all those blue jerseys in the same area. Somebody ran the wrong pattern.
That was interesting. Right.
You brought an extra defender over there with you. Double receivers at the top of your screen for Tennessee State right now.
And that's a great shot there, showing their sideline and how they signal every play. You see them looking for that call from the sideline.
And they come back inside. It's Gant, 1st down. Gant inside the 20 to the 18-yard line on that run before he's brought down by Sam Anthony. This drive, as we have a player a little slow getting up off the turf here in Memphis, Tennessee. We'll step aside here while they tend to that young man.
Timeout.
We have a 17-3 ball game, and we'll be back. You're watching HBCU Go Sports, powered by the Griot, along with Courtney Tate, along with John Kelly and Nia Simone. Charlie Neal here in Memphis, Tennessee, for the 34th edition of the Southern Heritage Classic, and Tennessee State up 17-7, threatening right now with the ball. 1st down and 10 at their 18-yard line of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Devion Bryant basically has gone all the way at quarterback. We did see Draylen Ellis for a minute, and Crenshaw also came in and ran in a touchdown for them before halftime. Back to pass again. Stretch has it complete in the middle of the field. It's Karate Brinson. Brinson fumbles the ball at the goal line, and Pine Bluff comes up with it.
Looks like they karate chopped it right out of his arms. Have we got the official call yet on that?
It looked like Rico Dozier, I believe, was the man who came up with it. Let's see. The ball comes loose. Boom. There it is up in the air.
Holding him up, and they did a nice job of just stripping the ball. Yeah, Karate was grinding for the yards, looking for that end zone. They do a nice job of springing that loose. That's why you always got to keep both arms on that bend over and drive. He did his best, but it was a host of Pine Bluff defenders.
They said it was stripped by.
That's one way to stop a drive.
Not sure who stripped it, but it was recovered.
Pine Bluff just happy to have it.
By Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Well, we saw Tennessee State go 99 yards. Let's see what Pine Bluff has in their bag.
That is the first turnover of the ball game by either team.
Been pretty clean.
So let's see if Pine Bluff can go 99 yards with the ball at their own 1 yard line. Similar to what Tennessee State did early in the contest. First down and 10. Trying to make it happen. And look who's out there and running with a reckless abandon. None other than Jonas Davis. Over 120 yards for him today. And there's another big run. That was good for 26. So he's at 146 yards today rushing.
Tennessee State's like, mama, there's that man again.
Yes, indeed.
But he's had a great game. Again, they don't have a lot of points to show for it, but he has done his job with everything he has.
5'11", 195 pounds. Here's the pass out of the backfield, and it's caught. And it's Tristan Ballard. Ballard runs out of bounds in front of his own bench. And it's Jeremiah Josephs who runs him out. Now look at Macon doing some damage. 22 yards on that one. So 48 yards on the last two plays that got them from deep in their own territory at the 1 yard line.
Now, midfield.
They're already at 1 yard shy of the midfield strike.
And Charlie, what's interesting, their different attack here, trailing by 17 in the fourth quarter, late in that third. Whole different offense, whole different approach, and look at the results.
First down and 10.
Loosening things up.
Macon running for his life. Knocked out of bounds. And it was Monroe Beard who knocked him out. Monroe Beard the third.
Well, offensively, I like what they're trying to do right now. They're spreading things out. They're actually letting Macon roll out instead of dropping that pocket where all that pressure's been coming, and it's been effective. They've got some deep balls. They've gotten some short ones. This is what they should have unleashed early, but now in this fourth quarter, got a chance to get back in this game.
Bobby Costa sitting upstairs.
There it is.
And there again, who's got the ball out of the backfield? None other than Jonas Davis, still running, and he's down at the 10-yard line. Jonas Davis, 146 yards rushing, and then he had a big pass reception that time, good for 38 yards.
Davis in savage and beast mode combined, turns on the Jets, and watch after contact. He says, you got to get more than that to bring me down.
First and goal at the 10. This time another running back is in there for Arkansas Pine Bluff. They bring in Jamerson. We've seen him run a couple times today. That's his 6th carry of the afternoon.
Arkansas Pine Bluff, they have come alive over the last 5 to 8 minutes.
Jamerson again down inside the 5 to the 3.
So the question is, you can see Pine Bluff doing the things they need to do. Is that defense for Tennessee State that was so strong in that first half, are they getting a little gassed? They don't seem quite as tight and as tough as they were early. Pine Bluff getting the yards they want.
And Pine Bluff looking over the sideline. I think they may be short some personnel. They may have to use a timeout here.
Let's see how many guys have got out there. Uh-oh.
Fumble. Picked up. Thrown. End zone. And it's caught for a touchdown.
How about that?
Boy, you're talking about the luck of the draw, right?
I think they practiced that one. Fumble it, snatch it up, catch the defense off, and fire it in there. That was
Macon.
Great recovery.
Macon puts his team to within striking distance. Here we go. Picks the ball up. It looked like it was a mix-up.
Slings it. Great recovery.
It was Kevin English who made the reception, diving to the ground. They're going to go for the extra point here. English, big catch. And here comes Arkansas Pine Bluff. Dean Saris for the point after to pull his team to within 3.
Jalen Macon, what a nice recovery.
Kick is up, and it is good. And it's 17-14.
Charlie Neal, we got a ball game, brother.
Hold on to your seats. Hold on to your popcorn, my buddy Glenn Barney used to say, because they're coming into your living room, and we'll be back. 17-14, 7th play, 99-yard drive in Memphis. We've had 2 99-yard drives in this contest, one by each team, and of course, Tennessee State was getting ready to add on to their points total, and they fumble at the goal line, and Arkansas Pine Bluff takes advantage of it. They march 99 yards, go down the field, and Macon, he puts it into the end zone, into the hands of English. And
what a great turnaround for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Let's go down to Courtney with more on Mr. English.
Now, we just saw Kevin English make that miraculous catch to pull this game within 3. But Kevin English has just had a triumphant return this season. He's been dealing with some illness recently, even losing 35 pounds last season. We spoke to Coach Hampton, who says Kevin's illness flared back up over the spring, and they both spent the night together in the hospital. Coach Hampton said that was his really first time actually bonding with Kevin English, and it brought them closer together. And he says he's just so proud of the return that he is making back on this field, and we can see that it is paying off after being able to give that effort on the field in that last play. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Coach said he spent the night at the hospital with him. Coach was sleeping in the chair, kids on the table.
An unbelievable story when he revealed that to us, but you could just tell the bond that they had, and you could see the emotion in English. Kevin English right there on that sideline, he is pumped up to know the journey of what he went through from being in the hospital to scoring that touchdown to pull them within 3. That's mind-blowing. Beautiful stuff.
Second straight kickoff, though, that went out of bounds by Arkansas Pine Bluff. So Tennessee State gets the ball, first down and 10 at their own 35. Devion Bryant holding down the quarterback spot for the Tigers right now, and they keep the ball on the ground. That is Tennessee State. Not much running room that time as Kendarius Clark was there to wrap up the running back, Jalen Rouse. It'll be second down and 9 after a gain of 1. Rouse moves over to the left side of his quarterback. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. And here's a little options. Run option. And not much doing for Mr. Rouse as Rico Dozier was there to meet him, the man on the spot.
Yeah, they're playing great on defense right now. Charlie, it really feels like they flipped the script on these teams, whereas in that first half and starting the second half, Tennessee State, tough defense, offense moving. Now we flipped it. Arkansas Pine Bluff, their offense matriculating the ball down the field, and the defense now stepping up. This one's going down to the wire.
Third down and 6 after that 3-yard gain. And here's a pass, incomplete.
The defense is jacked up. You can really feel that momentum swing, Charlie. It's palpable in the air of what we had when we talked to Eddie George starting that fourth quarter. He said, we need to hang on, and right now they have not been doing that. What a great effort right there. Rising up like Michael Jordan to swat that down.
So, punting situation on 4th down. Pine Bluff sitting in great position now to possibly take the lead in this game with 5:11 to go.
What a 4th quarter momentum swing, and that is what Alonzo Hampton is talking about. He's saying, let's go get some right now, fellas. We have a chance to get this lead. And it's amazing, Charlie, especially with some of these young cats, that when you start to feel that confidence and it moves, it's contagious, it's electric, and you can see the difference in Macon right now. He seems like he found his stride and he's taking charge.
Certainly has.
Crowd's into it too.
First down and 10. The ball at the 23-yard line for Arkansas Pine Bluff, their own 23. And again, look who's going straight ahead. It is Jonas Davis. Jonas Davis, before that run, 146 yards.
Now, if you're a lip reader, you can see him. He says, "Feed me." And he is doing it. So whatever Gatorade, Flintstone vitamins they were serving to these guys at the end of that third quarter, it is working.
9 yards on that carry, 2nd down and 1 for Jonas Davis. Not a bad way to start your season after that. And he still had a pretty good game against Tulsa last week.
In a losing effort.
In a losing effort as Cameron Stewart came on to make the stop defensively.
Yeah, he's getting 6 yards minimum a pop. He's really been consistent, keeping them rolling a little bit. And now that he's getting some support, he has been their MVP.
There he goes again. First down. Still on his feet. Moves the chains, and that's the most important thing.
That's exactly what they need to do. Just over 4 minutes to play. Plenty of time for them to get down and grab this lead. At the very least, get 3, but they need to get on the board right now.
Tristan Ballard comes to the near side. Play action. Caught across the 45 to the 47, 48-yard line. And the chains move once again.
They just slipped this right under in that coverage. They found the soft spot between the DBs and the linebacker. They're taking advantage, Charlie.
There we go again. Straight ahead this time is Michael Jamerson. He'll come in and give Jonas Davis a little breather.
Gotta let a brother get a little oxygen, right?
But not for long.
No,
he's right back in there. He just came back in. It is 2nd and 7 after that 3-yard gain. The ball across midfield into Tennessee State territory, resting at about the 49-yard line.
Yeah, as a former running back, Charlie, I always get gassed up when I see a guy that gets stronger and stronger as the game moves.
Quarterback steps back, lets it go, has a man open there too far. Should have been intercepted. Off of the hands of Jeremiah Josephs. Or was it Tyshawn Jefferson, actually? It was Jefferson, number 6.
Yeah, he had a chance. That would have been a huge defensive play to ice this thing down. Tough one-handed grab, but he had a shot.
Damon Dawkins was the intended receiver. As you said, it was Tyshawn Jefferson came out. Well, we got a moment, John. Well, I guess we're going to go to break and we'll come back.
Timeout.
Bye.
On the field.
Of course, Tennessee State will find out if they shot themselves in the foot. They get the ball down, getting ready to score, to up their score to 17 points, and then they fumble the ball, and Arkansas Pine Bluff comes back down the field and takes advantage of it and pulls to within 3.
And we shall find out if that, in fact, is the turning point, the big point for Arkansas Pine Bluff. They now have a chance to, at minimum, tie this, possibly take the lead. But driving 99 yards after a crucial fumble by Tennessee State, these gentlemen right in this game with a chance to tie or win it.
3rd down and 7. That's the dilemma facing Pine Bluff right now. Back to pass is Macon. Rolls right, throws, has it complete.
Slips
free on his feet. And running is Tristan Ballard. Tristan Ballard picks up the first down and finally stopped by James Green.
Charlie, when you're feeling it, and they are making it happen right now. 14-15, Macon, the Ballard, and he shakes him off, gets a nice piece. They are in striking distance.
18 yards on that play. Macon out of the backfield.
Some people in front of him.
And there you go. It is Jonas Davis on the reception. And Jonas Davis stopped by Ahmad Nelson.
Big
6
chunks
yards.
of yardage. Got the big boys out in front of him there, leading the way. He slips free, about 8 yards. Continuing to drive. These guys feeling it.
2nd and 4. Clock ticking. 1:45, 1:37 to go. Straight ahead. Keeping it on the ground. And a first down.
Free, Charlie.
Still on his feet. First down inside the 20.
I love it. Davis, a man possessed, running like a beast today, earning it, working hard for his money. I said, go get a little oxygen, my man. We'll see you next play.
Pine Bluff has 2 timeouts remaining. Arkansas Pine Bluff with 2 timeouts left.
And that's what great running backs do. They do not go down on that first contact. He is banging, zipping like a ping pong ball all over the field.
Bouncing inside. This is the other running back in there this time, and that is Michael Jamerson. And now a timeout is being called. And while we have a moment, John, I want to have all of our viewers and for us to send prayers out to my former broadcast partner. We're talking about Lem Barney. Played at Jackson State, played with the Detroit Lions. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Black College Football Hall of Fame. He's in failing health right now. And in Houston, Texas, dementia has set in a little bit, and he's in a long care facility. When he was at Jackson State, in the 3 years, he had 26 interceptions.
Man.
He also punted for a while when he was with the Detroit Lions. And, of course, 24 years him and I worked together
that
at
is
BET.
a long time.
Yeah, it's probably it's longer than Madden and Summerall. They were together 22 years.
That's iconic.
Yes. And so we want to send our prayers out to Lem Barney and hope the best for him.
Sending love and prayers.
Of course, there's Lem along with Joe Namath and I. We all together in Atlanta a few years ago.
Look at those kids.
And that's us in the broadcast booth back at the BET days.
So you both started broadcasting as teenagers.
Yeah. Right. So we have a 2nd down. There's a pass.
He's got him. Oh, twisting around.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
And that was intended for Maurice Lloyd.
I like that, going for it. Just kind of, he put it out of bounds, didn't really give him much of a chance here. He twisted around. It looked like he was running a pattern, slanting towards the inside. By the time he spun around, he had no shot.
And Darius Harper was over there covering on the play. 1 minute. That's the time remaining in the ball game. 3rd down. Facing Arkansas Pine Bluff. 3rd and 9. To the near side. Getting out of bounds, stops the clock, but not enough for a first down. It'll bring up 4th down. Now, do you kick the field goal to tie it?
Yeah, I mean, you got to take the money in the bank. I mean, as much as I'm a gambler and I might do it, that's probably why I'm not a head coach, but they got to take this to tie it up.
So it'll be a 36-yard field goal attempt. And it'll be coming off of the foot of Dean Saris. 41-yard field goal attempt, rather.
Yeah, this
30. Yeah, 31. That's right. Yeah, 31-yard field goal attempt.
Big kick.
Kick is up, and it's no good.
Charlie, I think they mishandled that snap a little bit, and then they got a chance to knock it down, and now they're heading the opposite way. What a change of fate.
Picked up and brought back down the field by Turner.
Wow. And again, I think that all started. He did not get a clean handle on that snap. Got it down, funky kick, and someone got a hand on it.
88 yards on the return. Was that Green or was that Turner on the return? There's 2 number 1s on this team. I couldn't tell.
Watch this. See, he does not get it clean, and they bat it down. And then it's off to the races. That's called shock treatment right now for Arkansas Pine Bluff. All that hard work to get within his chance to kick it and tie. Fades
88 yards on that return. And there you go again. Now it was a hand up there.
Yeah.
It looks like number 53, was it?
But again, it was a funky hold. He did not get a clean hold on that, and that forced the kick to go low. The trajectory, yes, that is green.
It was green.
Yep.
Yeah, it was green. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Officially 92 yards off the block field goal attempt.
The pigskin gods looking out for Tennessee State tonight. That is incredible. But you know what? You take advantage of opportunities, but that mishandle on the snap, that's going to haunt them.
37 seconds. That's the time remaining. Fourth quarter. The kick is up, and it is good. And it's a 24-14 ball game right now. And it's Tennessee State out in front.
That is a 10-point swing.
It certainly was. The field goal was a 31-yard attempt, and it was James Green that picked it up, the block, and brought it back. We talked about him and his brother Josh, both playing on the defensive side of the ball for this Tennessee State squad. And he returns it 92 yards. And with 37 seconds to go in this contest, it looks like, again, it's going to be Tennessee State walking away with the win.
That's it. That's ice. And we both know, Charlie, Eddie George is a man of faith, believes in the man above, and tonight he will be thanking him. That was unbelievable.
But we have to give Coach Alonzo Hampton's team a credit, because they were down.
Indeed.
They were down 17-0. They come back, and of course we can't say enough about Jonas Davis and what he was able to do today. But you know, the kid that really kept this Tennessee State team moving was their quarterback, Devion Bryant, not only in the air, but with his feet.
Yeah, you know, and he had one of those great nights. He had not solidified that job yet, so he had a chance to come in and earn this job, and he put his stake in the ground saying, this belongs to me tonight. I think he locked it up, at least for a short term.
Fair catch call for, and Pine Bluff will get 37 seconds to try to do something here. Down by 10 points right now.
Charlie, we have seen it all tonight.
Yes, we have.
2 99-yard drives. We've seen great play by a quarterback, defense. We've seen a chance to tie it up late in the game with seconds on the clock. A block kick, return for a touchdown. This has been a nice night.
And there's Mr. James Green. He was injured most of last year. Came back in, playing very well. He's a grad student out of Orlando, Florida, Olympia High. He's the bigger and the older of the two brothers that are playing in the defense. He's a nickelback. His brother Josh is a strong safety. This one is caught on the near side, but not much running room. Nowhere to go for Damon Dawkins as he made that reception. And it was Fondren Hollis III who came up to make the stop. 6-yard gain, or second down at 6, I should say, after 4-yard gain. "13 seconds. That's the time remaining in the contest. 34th edition of this Southern Heritage Classic.
What a fourth quarter.
And this game is over. Or maybe not. They have not said that the officials have not said the game is over. I think the clock.
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I think the
Two
clock.
seconds back on the game clock.
Yeah, 2 seconds back on the clock.
Charge timeout. Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff has a
The third and
timeout.
final. It's a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
Going to try and throw a 10-yard touchdown, or I should say 10-point touchdown.
Should be his.
Well, you never know. You never know what may happen, right? The band may get it away. They may score.
It might get 7, but trailing by 10, I'm not really sure why call a timeout. But he's entitled to do it.
Alonzo Hampton, we're going to see them a couple times, more times throughout the season, John and you and I. And you can see that he has these young men with the right attitude. Skylar Perry was their quarterback from a year ago.
Superstar.
So these guys, they're buying in.
Yeah, and Charlie, I'll build on that. I love what Alonzo Hampton is all about. His positivity, the fact that he wants to build great football players, also wants to help build great men. And he's doing that, and his positivity. And he says it's tough recruiting down here, but he has that certain something. He walks into a room, and you've got to buy in, and he's doing that. So congratulations to what they're doing. They didn't get the win tonight, but showed a lot of character late.
And this one goes incomplete, and the game is over. The final score,
end of the game.
24-14, and it's Tennessee State going to 1-1, while on the other side, Arkansas Pine Bluff goes to 0-2. Let's go down to Courtney Tate.
Coach, you said that fourth quarter would show you who your team is. Can you just talk about the will to keep going to the very last snap?
Well, I got to give my hats off to Coach Hampton and University of Pine Bluff. I mean, they were resilient. We knew that coming in. I thought we were going to close the casket on this, put the nail in the coffin, but they stripped the ball out, scored 2 touchdowns, driving to possibly win the game or going to overtime. And I said, hey, this is what we play the games for. You know, you got to love games like this. And this is going to help us later on in the season of how to fight, how to dig, how to grind, how to dig deep, and find a way to win in the fourth quarter.
Awesome. Now, this is your first win of the Southern Heritage Classic. Just tell me how that feels.
It feels good. You know, that was a goal coming in this week. I said, hey, we've never won one in 2 years we've been here. So, hey, we got the victory. I'm excited.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much.
Well, we got to feel good for Coach Eddie George. You saw him smiling.
Absolutely.
He showed all of his teeth, didn't he?
Yeah, that's called feeling blessed.
And there you go. The respect that these two coaches have for each other. And, you know, Alonzo Hampton is really a fired-up young man. I mean, he just loves his job. He loves what he does.
He loves his players.
And he loves his players. And, of course, Eddie George in his third year here at Tennessee State. The first win, as Courtney alluded to, with Coach Eddie George winning the Southern Heritage Classic. Previous 2 years they played Jackson State. Jackson State bowed out of playing in this game this year. And Pine Bluff will be back against them next year. So
yeah, and I give Eddie George big credit for being a class act and showing some love for Alonzo and his team as well. That was a hard-fought battle. They know they caught one at the end there. They'll take it.
So the final score, 24-14. And we'll be back to wrap things up from Memphis, Tennessee in just a moment. (24-14) our final score here, and it's Tennessee State over Arkansas Pine Bluff. And our player of the game, none other than, as brought to you by Amazon, Mr. Bryant Stretch. He picked up 63 yards with his feet.
Yeah.
And he also ran for a pass for 174 to have 237 total yards today.
It was a nice day by him. He was poised. He was confident. Came up with a big plays. Broke off a 30-yard plus run. Also connecting with his receivers and really distributing the ball well. So that's the way to lock up that #1 job.
And, of course, we can't forget the job that Mr. Davis, Jonas Davis on the other side did. He came up with 167 yards rushing, and he also came away with a touchdown.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that just got stronger and stronger, and they fed him. And, Charlie, you were talking about he possibly could have been player of the game.
Yeah.
He almost single-handedly kept them in this game to come back and win it.
So when you look at Tennessee State, of course, the schedule doesn't get any easier. Next week, they'll take on Gardner-Webb. So, you know, of course, Gardner-Webb comes out of the Big South conferences. Those two conferences kind of merged teams this year. Your take on what you've seen from both of these teams?
You know, I like what I saw from both teams. I thought Pine Bluff started so slowly, but you got to give them credit. Late in that third quarter, they woke up and suddenly broke that offense open. What I loved about Tennessee State, they were really, really consistent on offense, balanced, had a great run from their quarterback. Their defense early on through 3 quarters was really keeping it tough up front. So both these teams have some positives to take away, especially after getting annihilated in their season openers. They both came back strong, showed some flashes of what they need. Eddie George, of course, feeling really good because he got the victory. But Alonzo Hampton as well, he has to like the way they finished with the exception of that crazy finish with a mishandle on the snap, and then it bounces off one of the players' heads and goes for a touchdown. So overall, both teams had something positive to take away.
And of course, Alonzo Hampton's team will play against Miles next week, SIAC's squad, and I guess they feel like, you know, especially what we saw today, they should be able to beat Miles.
Yeah, you know, like I say, that momentum can carry over. They did finish strong, and right now in this early part of the season, being down 0-2, they haven't played a conference game yet. So if they can start to get it together, they still have a shot to make some noise. So that's the beauty of these first couple of games. You get them under your belt, and you do a few things.
September, yeah, go ahead.
So you take a look there. Yeah, the mishap on the snap, but it hit number 61 right in the helmet right there. That is Thomas Prater. Hit him right in the helmet, and they were quick enough to get on that to take it back for 6 points.
88 yards on the return by Green to put them up and kind of secure the win, because, again, it was a threatening field goal attempt by Arkansas.
That would have tied the game, and then it's anybody.
Yeah.
So, again, they were smart for trying to tee it up to kick it. You go for the win, but if you don't, you kick it, you have a chance to stay alive, and I think it was the right call. Bad snap, bad kick.
All right, we invite you to join us again next Saturday. Florida A&M Rattlers take on West Florida Argonauts. Our entire crew will be down in Tallahassee for that. For John Kelly, Courtney Tate, Nia Simone, and our entire production crew, Charlie Neal saying so long from Memphis. You've been watching college football on HBCU Go Sports, powered by the Griot. Again, the final score from Memphis, 24-14. Tennessee State over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Good night, everyone. Be safe.
Great night, Charlie.